necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. We got the bare necessities, that's why I'm back and rest at ease. It's just the bare necessities of life. Forget about your Paul. I'll go there. Oh, shit, sorry. Hey, hi, I didn't hear you. I didn't know you were stopping. I was just, welcome to the stream. I will be your Kuvar for the evening. Happy America Day, or should I say Happy Me-Rica Day, because we're celebrating me today. It's my affiliate anniversary, the day 3 years ago when I finally became a real big, strong boy on Twitch after really not that much work at all. I really stumbled into success early on and earned a lot more than I was prepared for. But it is true. Today, the 4th of July, is my actual, legitimate, exact affiliate anniversary day. It is not pushing it to a special day within that time frame. It is the day itself, which means that every year we can celebrate and ring in the America with me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. I recognize it is a holiday for many people, so if you gotta go swing out and go see some fireworks and have a celebration with people you know, do what you gotta do. But thank you so much for stopping by for this moment. At least I do appreciate it. Congratulations to Quasar for getting that love at first sight. So incredibly strong and fast, and you earned that. Hold that. That is yours to claim. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. How is it going? And hello, Tax Evader. Welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to see you. How is your day? If I recall correctly, you do go back to work today. Is that correct? Pull a Kuvar and watch one on Works Wi-Fi. There it is. Yep. I read the message after I spoke, but I was correct. Well, I hope that the work Wi-Fi is not too bad. I hope your connection is better than the factory connection. But it's a pleasure to see you, and I hope that work is serving you well enough today. So quiet. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't really. I didn't think that I was just doing. It was. It was a misunderstanding. I was just doing this for fun, and suddenly the stream started. I don't know. Somebody hit a button on my computer, and just it came out of nowhere. It came so fast. Celebrate Kuvar every day. Well, thank you. I'm glad. That's very sweet of you to want to celebrate me every day. Today's the day we learn which bear is a Kuvar's type. Well, today is the day in which we are going to do a tier list. A very specific, special tier list. A real bears tier list. We are finally settling the score, and we are going to be ranking the most definitive list of real bears in the universe. You might question what my methods are in order to determine who falls where on the list, but I promise you it is what makes sense. This is a tier list of only the realest bears. It's not this one here. This one's shit. This one's garbage. We're gonna toss this one away, and we're actually gonna get to work on the real tier list here. A tier list that I spent the last week putting together myself. The real bears tier list. It is, of course, the definitive tier list for the most real bears in existence. And as you can see, we have plenty of rankings here. I put a lot of work into this. I've made all of the images myself. I compiled a list of every single bear that exists, and if you say there's a bear that's not on here, I know there's a couple already that I've become aware of since I made the list. I'm like, they probably could have gone on there, but I also tried to keep it to ones that I had some sort of actual history or connection with myself, so I could have a little bit more to go off of for the ranking. List is incomplete. It doesn't have you on it. I am not a bear. I'm a man. You can see the sign right here. I am not a bear. This is a list of real bears. I'm a man. Happy America affiliate anniversary day, night, evening. Barrett, exactly, indeed. Hello, Bobbert. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful America affiliate anniversary 3 day, night, evening yourself. Pleasure to see you. It is. There are a lot of celebrations in short order here, really. Where's the man category? Isn't that where you would go? Well, this isn't for like men. This is real bears. Only real bears go on this list. Not me. I would not go on this because I'm a man. You can see if you look at me right now, I'm just a man. Here are the categories though. If you want to know where the categories are, of course the top tier right here is the honeypot. As we know, bears historically in fiction love honey for whatever reason. I don't know how true that is in reality, whether they really are fiends for honey, but in fiction they are, so that is why the top tier is the honey pot. It is golden, it is bright and brilliant, it is a little sticky maybe, but it's okay because we can work with that. Real men tier list wouldn't be safe for Twitch, I think. Hey guys, we're gonna be ranking some real men today. Let me show you what I think are real men. Our next tier down, the A tier, if you will, if the first one is S, this is the A tier, is positively penultimate, because of course it is the second to last tier there, positively penultimate, penultimate being the second to the last, the pen to the ultimate, as it were, pen, pineapple, apple, pen. We have our B tier, the mid-range, fair enough. Like, fair enough, it's fair enough, it's fine, they're alright. Then, of course, we have our C tier down here. Embarrassing. They are embarrassing. Because these are the ones that are kind of they're trying, but they don't quite make it to that like middle ground where they're all right. And of course, our bottom tier to fit in with the same theme we're using for all these little silly references and puns. Our bottom tier, the S A B C D tier, shit. This is where the shit bears go. The shit tier right at the bottom down there. And there's no reason, just to be clear, there's no reason or grounds for any of you to get upset at any point during this. This is a definitive list. There's no arguing against it. It's just the way that the world works. I don't make the rules. I just make the list and show it to you, okay? Shit bears. What is this, the bear tier list from Shark Tales? I don't know. I'm not sure what the reference is. I haven't seen Shark Tales in a long time. Did they talk about being shit tier and Shark Tales? Robert says I'm going to have to lurk for this one, sadly, but I want to see what bears are involved. I'm not going to be showing off the entire list, sadly. So if you want to see what bears are involved, you have to pop back in later on. Because I want to keep it like a bit of a surprise and excitement as they come up. Where it's like, ooh, what's going to come up next? What is it? Who is it? Where are they? It's going to be a little bit like that, you know? Speaking of which, can I get a scroll bar over here? No, I can't. That's right, I didn't want a scroll bar anyways. We'll just do little scrolls. Little teeny scrolls. That's bare. It's bare enough, right? Objective tier list. Objective, definitive tier list. It's the only thing that makes sense. They tell the main guy he is worse than shit because he is the bottom of the list. Wow, interesting. Wait, is Shark Tale the one with... No. Wait, is that Shark Tale? Hold on, I'm gonna have to do a Google quick. Cause wasn't it Eddie Murphy in it? Yeah, Shark Tale. It was Will Smith. Okay, it was Will Smith. Yep. I haven't seen that in ages. I don't remember the tier list at all. I probably haven't seen this since 2004 to 2005, somewhere in that time range. But yeah, there is nothing below shit. Shit tier is the bottom of the tier. It's Will Smith. Yep. Hopefully I'll be able to come back eventually, but I guess I can bear if I don't get to. And don't worry, I'll also post the finished tier list on my Twitter later on if you want to just see where everything ended up getting ranked on that list. The option will be available to you. But I hope that you have a wonderful evening, whatever it is you're getting up to, whatever celebrations and fun times you're going for. We can actually just begin right now. There's no real preamble here. We're not wasting any time. We're getting right into this because we have over 80 bears, I believe, to rank today. And knowing my tendency to sometimes ramble and babble and bounce around and yap, as the kids are saying these days, it might take us a little bit of time. So we're going to try to get through this in a reasonable time because I do still have to go to work tomorrow, actually. It bears repeating that you're cool. I don't know, I just want to say it bears repeating. There are no repeat bears in here, I swear. They're all individual ones. But thank you. You're very sweet, Poppert. I appreciate that. So without further ado, I believe it is time for me and you to see where these bears end up ranking, beginning with our first bear, Archie from Dr. Dolittle 2. So Archie here is... Let me see if I can... I'm just going to have to do this. It's going to be after it. Archie is a bear who was a circus bear. He was a city bear who was gathered up by Dr. Dolittle to try to fix and save the forest. And they get into all kinds of shenanigans, trying to teach him how to be a forest bear, not a city bear. He tries to fall in love with a bear lady who only likes him because he's endangered himself and his life for her to try to get some rare honey or something. He's a bear that has a personality. There's a lot of good, funny comedy, some fish out of water, or should I say, bear out of water storytelling as he tries to get acclimated to the forest. He's got some good jokes. He's got some good times. He is, I would say, okay. He's not one of my favorite bears. I only remember most of this stuff because I did do a quick cursory search on the Wikipedia pages and wiki pages for all these bears to remind myself to make sure I had a decent idea of who they were. He's all right. I'm going to place Archie for now in the bear enough category. He is our first placement, and he is right in that kind of dead center middle. He's got some jokes. He's got an actual name, which is a quality that you'll understand as this list goes on, is a rare sight sometimes. But he is a good one, and we appreciate him. He's not good enough to get up to the positively penultimate tier. He's just bear enough, you know? Barbara says, I can barely imagine you making such a mistake. Okay, I would never do it. Take care. Enjoy your lurk, comfy, cozy, relax, and have a good time. Our next bear to rank is Baby Bear from Sesame Street. This little motherfucker rolled in back in 1991 as the antithesis to Goldilocks. They fought each other day and night. So many wild and raucous battles. Blood shed, porridge flung, beds wet. It was brutal and ruthless. Eventually his parents came around, but this is just a Muppet for Sesame Street. The thing about him is he's got that weird, like, kind of wide open mouth. He's got that maw that just, like, extends down to, like, halfway through his torso. And speaking of his torso, he's got that kind of off-kilter shape and style of, like, their very pear-shaped torso, where he's got a very large bottom and a very thin, like, upper chest area into the neck. And more than all that, Baby Bear reportedly speaks exclusively in oo-woo. All of his R's have the W noise. So this is Baby Bear, and he loves you so much. We're going Baby Bear, dropping all the way down. No, what? We're going to drop into embarrassing. He's not, I don't think he's shit tier. I think we're going embarrassing for him. Because he's embarrassment to himself and to everybody around him. But I don't know if it's bad enough to drop to shit tier. We'll see. I haven't really planned out where all these things are going to go, so I don't know where they're going to fall on the list. I'm making an effort to try not to overcrowd a single ranking. In my history with tier lists and rankings, I tend to kind of cater towards the top end of things. So we're going to try to balance that out and see where it ends up. People might move as we kind of get through the other people and see where they fall. I'd forgotten about him. I did as well. I forgot about him until I was making this list. I've slapped a bunch on there that I knew that I remembered, and then the rest of them were like, okay, let me do a little Googling here. Who else exists out there? Who is a bear who deserves to be on this list? And Baby Bear was suggested. I was like, sure. You know what? Baby Bear, not his dad or mom. I think they're Mama and Papa Bear or something. Just Baby Bear. And this is the first of a slew of bears who have the most inane names. There are so many bears who have just absolutely pointless names to them. So few have real names like Archie here, which also gives him a little bit of a boost, a little edge up on the competition. Speaking of an edge up on the competition, next up we have Baloo himself. Baloo is the Papa Bear from Jungle Book. The Papa Bear to Mowgli, his little bear cub. And not only that, he sings wonderfully. He likes living a life that is relaxing. It gives him the joy he wants, the bare necessities of life. He's very jazzy. He's soulful. He loves the people he cares about, and he will defend them. But also after Jungle Book, he learned how to fly a plane, and he began going on all kinds of adventures around the world in Tailspin, which I totally forgot that the main protagonist in Tailspin was just Baloo from Jungle Book. I thought it was a different bear for so long, but it's just Baloo. He loses his claws, he gets his weird little like four fingers. And honestly, I feel like Baloo has to be one of the top tier bears. Bare Necessities is such an amazing song. The voice actor sings it so well. It's so lovely and rhythmic. He is a good man who just takes care of the people around him, and he can fly a plane and goes on all kinds of adventures. I think that Baloo, for now, is going to be our first entry into the Honey Pot. One of our first top tier real bears, Baloo himself. Hello, Ash. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the well wishes for the affiliate anniversary. I appreciate that. We're just getting rolling on our real bears tier list here. I didn't know he was the same bear. I just thought they shared a name. Nope, it's the exact same bear. And the one thing that makes me wonder if I want to drop him down to positively penultimate is I'm less familiar with Tailspin. I've seen some of it. I've kind of enjoyed it, but like he feels like he replaces Mowgli with Kit Cloudkicker in some ways. I'm not sure if I'm down for that. I don't know if I want to blame Baloo for that either, because Baloo's still absolutely top tier, I think. Going to find out so much. There is a lot of information to be shared here. A lot. And a lot of it I will forget. Because I did do the little wiki checks, but there's 80 bears that I did wiki checks on. So all that information is floating around my brain. I was up until 4 a.m. yesterday reading stuff. So we'll see what information comes out. Next up on this tier list, we have Banjo himself from the game Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, as well as Banjo Nuts and Bolts, which is a little less exciting for many people. Banjo is a simple guy. He has been claimed to be not the smartest, not the brightest. He is physically fit. He's able to jump and run, but not quite as effectively as his girl, Kazooie. She does a lot of the heavy lifting, I feel like, in this game. He knows how to play a banjo in theory, but he's only shown playing the banjo like once. And honestly, I know people love Banjo. I don't have a problem with Banjo, but I feel like he's just not as exciting as Kazooie. And also in his game, he spends his time doing his collectathon stuff. He's gathering up all the jiggies, I believe is what they're called. And there's just something with that word that doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sound good. So that's going to knock a few points off Banjo here. Banjo is going to be dropped down to the bare enough. Banjo is bare enough. That's what I'm going to say right now. Good games, classics, iconic. Love that he made it into Smash. Just bare enough. Next up, we have Barry Bear from the Angry Beavers. This is a bear who loves to sing. He has his own records and is actually based on Barry White himself. But that being said, he kind of just doesn't have as much of a presence as I feel like he should. For somebody of his stature, somebody of his capabilities, I feel like he doesn't have the presence he needs for the show, which is called The Angry Beavers. It's about beavers, not bears. And everybody knows Angry Beavers mentioned, can you believe it? Right here, right now. So Barry Bear isn't a bad one, I don't think. He's got some cool qualities. He's not a shit tier bear, but I feel like he just doesn't have enough presence to really carry the berry, as it were. So I think Barry Bear is going to drop down to the embarrassing tier. I do think he's going to be... He'll be above Baby Bear on there. Let's try to rank these. Banjo's going to be above Archie as well. So Barry Bear is one of our embarrassing bears. So we have no shit tier bears yet. No positive penultimate. But we're kind of sitting in that central area, which makes sense. There's going to be kind of like a bell curve. We hope so by the end of this. Next up, we have the one, the only, Bear Bluehouse, which is his legal name. His full legal name written on his birth certificate is, in fact, Bear Bluehouse, the bear from the Big Blue House himself. He is a gigantic Muppet. He's got that cool blue nose. He's got that facial style and the expressiveness of his face and the way he moves his body. He dances, he shimmies, he shakes, he sings, he takes care of people. He is like the Mr. Rogers of the bear world, and we love him. Tragically, his run was cut short because one of his best friends, the moon herself, Luna, who he would always talk to as he ended his days, died, perished, and they decided that they couldn't continue the show without her, and they just cut it. The show was canceled, and they moved on from there. But Bear himself has so much strength, so much power, so much love in his soul. Bear Bluehouse absolutely, I think, deserves to go in the honeypot alongside Baloo. I feel like Bear Bluehouse is definitely a honeypot type bear. I think he's gonna be under Baloo because I think I have a little bit more of a personal attachment to Baloo than Bear Bluehouse. But Bear Bluehouse definitely ends up in that top area. Used to watch that show so much, so many memories. I caught like bits and pieces of it. I never got to really engage with it. So if it was more of a part of my childhood, I probably would have more fond memories of it. But it was just like little pieces here and there because I think it was airing. Actually, it was airing for most of my childhood. I think it just never really showed up on the TV for me. But hello, Deathlock. Thank you for the well wishes. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a wonderful day yourself. It's not quite the end of the 4th of July, so happy America Day to you in the UK. Pleasure to see you. And hello, Alex. How are you doing? Pleasure to see you. We are celebrating, yes. My affiliate anniversary is on the 4th of July itself, so there's only one way to celebrate America Day, and that is with the Real Bears tier list to rank them exactly where they belong. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Yeah, I didn't realize that, like, the first year I had the affiliate anniversary, I didn't realize, and when I got the affiliate anniversary, I didn't realize it was on July 4th until last year when they started doing this kind of, like, reminder, like, hey, by the way, it's your anniversary. And I was like, oh, shit, wait, really? July 4th? Like, the July 4th is my day? Okay, sure, yeah, I'll take that. Been voting day here? Ah, okay. Yep, it's a big, big day for y'all. Hope that goes well. Hope it's not too troublesome. Speaking of troublesome, our next bear that we are ranking is Bear. Another one who doesn't really have a proper name. It's just Bear. They do not come up with really unique names for a lot of these people. This is Bear from the show Franklin. Franklin the turtle is an animal who has a name. Bear is just Bear. And his parents are Mr. Bear and Dr. Bear, okay? And then he has a sister named Beatrice Bear who actually gets a name. So why is his name just his family's last name, ostensibly? Also, his parents are just that classic, like, brain puzzle joke of, like, oh, the kid gets in an accident with his dad, and then they go to the hospital, and they're say, oh no, the doctor looks at him and says, that's my son. Who was Bear? It was this bear. This bear, and he is worthless. He is a poor man's Little Bear. He wishes he could be what Little Bear was, but he doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have the style. He doesn't have the grace. He doesn't have the charisma. He is second fiddle to Franklin and doesn't even get his own name. Bear is our first one to get dropped down right into shit tier where he belongs. Bear is shit. He is shit and will never be anything better than shit. So that's where Bear goes. Deathlock says, hope it's not people that fuck up the country like the party, Margaret Thatcher's. Yeah, hopefully it just goes well. Politics can be complicated at times, so I hope that it works out well for y'all. He just has no first name. He has no first name. He is nothing bear. He's the nothing bear. He is nobody. He's nobody and no one. His parents didn't have names themselves. They have titles, and then they had him like, fuck it, just he's bear. We don't need to give him a name. I don't care about him either. And then they had their little daughter, like, oh, here's our sweet precious baby angel, Beatrice. She'll get a name, but not Bear. What's he gonna do? He'll be nothing but the best friend of Franklin for the rest of his life. He doesn't need a name for that. Shit tier. Next up on the list, we have Bartholomew. Bartholomew is an advocate for safety. He used to work at the honey factory. Not that bears work at the honey factory. He was a cardboard cutout of Standy, a good friend alongside Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, and a couple other cardboard standees that our safety manager got to put up around the factory with little speech bubble signs on them talking about safety things. And then when they went away from those and they decided to stop using them, they asked if I wanted them. So I took Bartholomew, and now he lives in my kitchen. He is like a 7, 8 foot tall bear that lives in my kitchen, and his name is Bartholomew. He's a good boy. He wants everybody to work safe. He is truly a powerful presence with a great name that I definitely gave him myself. The thing is, he is upper tier for sure. I'm just not sure if he should be falling in the honeypot or positively penultimate. Because it feels a little bit... feels like a little bit of nepotism, you know, if I give him honeypot since I kind of made him what he is today. But yeah, Bartholomew's going in the honeypot. He's a fantastic bear. He's got great style, grace. He's huge. He has a name that is just actually amazing. It takes that bear energy but styles it in a very unique way. Bear's going in the honeypot for now. Our honeypot's a little full right now. We'll kind of see. We might have to drop them down somewhere else, see where else they go, because we don't want the honeypot to be full of too many bears by the end of this. Yeah, that is politics for sure, Deathlock. There's no way around it. It's just constantly the back and forth ebb and flow. Of course, you have a bear in your kitchen. Well, yeah, it was free. What was I gonna do? Not take the 7 foot, 8 foot tall bear? He hangs out in there. Hello, Lionheart. How's it going? Happy Explodey Day. Do you have bear fists? I have my fists are bear BARE, but they are not bear BEAR. Not today. Not like that. Because I'm not a bear. You can see it's on the sign right there. All of these ones are the real bears over there. But happy America Day, in which we are celebrating my affiliate anniversary. I hope you are doing well and having a wonderful, fantastic day yourself. Pleasure to see you. How's it going? Next up, we are ranking the Berenstain Bears, who everybody will know as a group of it's like Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Sister, Brother Bear, and then Baby Bear, who I barely remember in my mind, in my memories. I did have a number of these books back in the day, but the only one that really sticks in my mind, there are two now that I think about it. There was one where I think Brother Bear and his friends had a fort where no girls were allowed, and Sister Bear was very upset and wanted to get in that fort, but couldn't make it, and it was a back and forth struggle to do that. And then there was another story where they were getting candy, and it was very akin to like the bugs in Lion King, but much more understandable. The candy all looked really delicious and tasty, and I remember looking at it and saying, I want that, and I want some of these for myself. But they're also so simple. They were just like circles and boxes, but something about them just made my mouth water, and I wanted those candies. So I have some pretty fond memories of this. Unfortunately, as the years have gone on, it sounds like the people who have taken over the stories have kind of changed the tone and style, and made it less exciting and exhilarating. And in addition to that, it's the Berenstain Bears. Don't give me that Mandela effect bullshit. It's Berenstain. I swear. It is not Berenstain. It's Berenstain. Shit tier. Fuck you. But they're still better than Bear. Bear's still the worst. That's so many bears. We are ranking over 80 bears today, I think. And this is including some bears that are grouped together like the Berenstain Bears family. There are a couple of groupings like that. Speaking of groupings, our next grouping is the grouping of Barry and Paul, Pawl, Paul. These are two stuffed bears that Penguin owns, and Penguin suggested them be added to the list, along with what appeared to be a very threatening message of they better rank high, which I feel like I'm in danger. I feel like I'm in danger if I try to put these anywhere other than like the top tier. Penguin might get very upset with us. So we want to make sure that we're being very careful about this, and we really give it the thought that it deserves to put them in a place that is appropriate and will not cause any strife or stress for the people who have submitted them as things they care about a lot. Barry, from what Penguin told me, is her like original childhood bear. She's had Barry, the little white one over here, for ages. Paul was a bear that actually I had won in a claw machine ages back, and I just had it for ages, and I didn't even care about the bear. I had it sitting on my bed top. I was like, I don't need this, so I gave it to Penguin as a gift one day. So they're both fantastic. Of course, the naming convention, I killed it again. We're going to put Barry and Paul in positively penultimate, which seems appropriate as well since Paul is there. They aren't bears I have a personal connection to, but I have been threatened. My life has been threatened if I don't place them highly. But they very clearly have some fond memories to them, and they're good bears themselves, so we'll pop them into positively penultimate as our first ones there to kind of even out the playing field and keep the honeypot nice and pure for the bears I know well. That's Barry Paul of you. But it is Paul, Pawl, like Paul. Next up, we have Birthday Bear. Birthday Bear is one of many Care Bears. The Care Bears had a TV show back in the day that I watched when I was younger that I wouldn't necessarily say fond memories of, but I have memories of the Care Bears TV show. And I will always remember the Care Bear stare and how they used that to defeat every struggle that came their way. But they originally came from Hallmark cards, like greeting cards. And that was where all of their ideas, their powers came from, was kind of related to the cards they were on that would show people care. I spent some time digging into the wiki for all of the 10 original Care Bears. And Birthday Bear here is the one that stood out to me as the worst, most shit tier bear of all of them. Birthday Bear, his special power is nothing. What he cares about is birthdays. He wants to hang out with you and celebrate your birthday, and that's it. He doesn't give one shit about what you're going through, who you are. He's just here to party. He's that friend who's like, catches wind of a party happening, and you haven't talked to him for months, and every time he hangs out at your house, he trashes some shit, but he's like the life of the party in his mind, so he doesn't care. He's like, oh, come on, man, lay off it. It's fine. It was a party. And then he comes down for your birthday and says, hey, we haven't seen each other in like 3 years, but I heard your birthday party's here, and I'm here to fucking celebrate. Shit tier, doesn't have any powers, doesn't have any strength, can barely Care Bear stare, I bet. All he wants is birthdays and nothing else. Fuck him. Shit tier. Birthday Bear. Cannot bear him. And then there's the rest of the Care Bears. All lumped together here. The rest of the Care Bears, we have, of course, Funshine Bear, Grumpy Bear. We have Bedtime Bear. We have Tenderheart Bear, Lots of Lovin' Bear. We have Cheer Bear. We have Best Friends Bear. We have... did I say Funshine? I might have said Funshine Bear already. There's, I forget the names of all of them. I almost separate a couple of them. Cheer Bear is the pink bear with the rainbow on their chest. I almost separated them as well because there's something about Cheer Bear as a design that really stands out to me. It was like the definitive Care Bear in my head. So I always remember Cheer Bear. They can make rainbows come into reality. They can create rainbows. They have their Care Bear stare powers. We have Funshine Bear, who has the power to make sunbeams, which is incredibly strong, actually. When he's like super into athletics as he goes on, he really gets into sports. And something I like about Funshine Bear is it's said that he doesn't always play fair in the sports he plays because he just cares about winning. And I think that's just a really funny thing to have as a detail for Funshine Bear. And there's, of course, Tenderheart Bear, who cares a lot, is the leader of all the bears. He's very powerful. He can make things happen. We have Grumpy Bear, who can make rain clouds and is just a little kind of grumpy guy. We have Bedtime Bear, who likes to sleep a lot. He's just a very sleepy dude. A lot of good bears here. Honestly, the Care Bears as a whole, I would say, are bear enough. There are some good ones. There are some bad ones. It kind of balances itself out to a point where, like, Care Bears as a memory, as a group of individuals who have strength and power, is bear enough. There's also a lot of Care Bears that came afterwards. There's like 30 some Care Bears at this point. There's the original 10. They've just continued to add to it. So there's a lot of bears out there. Best Friends Bear actually wasn't one of the original ones, but kind of got added in later on. So Care Bears are bear enough. I care about them enough, I suppose you could say. And then we have Good Luck Bear here. The other one that I signaled out because Good Luck Bear's power is they can make shamrocks. They make shamrocks, and they are incredibly lucky. They are so lucky that the world just kind of like revolves around them and reshapes itself to work for their ends, their needs. But the thing about it is, Their luck isn't actually a superpower. They are not any more lucky than anybody else. Their power comes from their optimism, their positivity, and their self confidence. Their belief in themselves and their ability to move forward and live their lives the best way they can gives them the luck they need to pull through and succeed. And their whole thing is talking to people to try to build them up, to help those people become their best versions of themselves, to help them gain self confidence and understanding of themselves and be the best they can be because he cares and he is a bear. Good luck, bear. Absolutely fantastic bear. We're going to put him in. Oh, do I want to put him in the honey pot? I do really like good luck, bear. We're gonna put him at the top of positively penultimate for now because I do like him quite a bit. I'm not sure if he is truly honeypot material, but he's very good. I forgot about Wish Bear. Wish Bear was a classic bear as well. Had a very light blue bear with a shooting star going across their chest, but their whole deal was like, I like to grant wishes, but I'm not very good at it, and I have no like power to actually make wishes be granted. But like the act of like trying to make wishes come true is fun, right? And I was just like, you know what? You're lucky that Birthday Bear is here. Otherwise, you'd be getting dropped down lower. So that kind of balances out there. Thank you, Lionheart, for the I'm not a bear. See the sign? I just dress like one. I swear. I guess you could say they be bearable. I can bear with them, yes, indeed. Next up on our tier list, we have Blubber Bear. Blubber Bear is one of a duo from Wacky Racers, a classic TV show. So much fun with the way that the race is played out, all the abilities and characters all working together and against each other to try to see who can win the race. And Blubber Bear was right there alongside them, alongside his partner in crime, the rootin' tootin' spitootin' hillbilly guy whose name I forget. But he kind of does more of the work, really. Blubber Bear's kind of just there along for the ride. I feel like he's the pet bear. He doesn't have a whole lot of like personality to himself. He's got a great sense of style. He's got like some fun quirks, but I feel like he just doesn't have enough presence, similar to Berry Bear in that way. So I'm actually gonna put him down to the embarrassing tier. He's not bad. I love Wacky Racers. He's got some style and some grace, but he just doesn't have like a whole lot to kind of. He doesn't have a lot going for him, I feel like. So we're going to drop Blubber Bear down to embarrassing. Next up, we have Boo Boo Bear. Boo Boo Bear from Yogi Bear Show, the Hey Boo Boo himself, is the Scrappy Doo equivalent of Yogi Bear. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a second. Boo Boo Bear has nothing in common with Scrappy Doo aside from the fact that he is small and kind of a sidekick. And yes, that's all I mean. Like, in terms of personality, he's totally different. Scrappy Doo is like the cool, edgy kind of guy who all the kids love because he's so cool, but he's actually not. Boo Boo Bear is the voice of reason. He's the conscience of Yogi. He's like,
I don't know about that, Yogi. Mr. Ranger's not going to be happy about this.
so he's kind of a buzzkill in that way. He's got a cool sense of style, but he doesn't want to have fun. He wants to like take care of the Ranger's needs and doesn't care about his best friend Yogi. He does care about him, just not in the way to like allow Yogi to get into his shenanigans. He tries to stop him far too often. He just let him pop off sometimes. Boo Boo Bear, I think, is gonna go down to the embarrassing tier. He's gonna be embarrassing as well, but I think he's better than Blubber and Berry Bear. I think he goes in the top tier of or top line of embarrassing is where Boo Boo Bear belongs, in my mind at least. I do like his little bow tie, though. That is nice. Next up, we have Boog from Open Season, a bear that was a house bear, a well-trained bear who lived with his park ranger friend, and you could argue owner, but they're more friends than anything, Beth. He has his stuffed animal, whose name I forget, and he loves his good life there. He doesn't want to get in any shenanigans. He just wants to live his life, hang out, laze about, relax, and have a good time until Elliot, the deer, comes into his life and throws everything tipsy-topsy-turvy. It's basically like Shrek with Shrek and Donkey, but it's Elliot and Boog living their lives and eventually getting into so many shenanigans and causing so much strife and grief because they went and ate too much sugar and went on a bender that they need to get sent back to the forest and say goodbye to Beth and his life, and he has to learn how to live in the forest itself. Along the way, the hunters come chasing after them, and he raises up an army of woodland critters to fight back against the hunters. And actually, if I recall correctly, it's been a while since I've seen open season, a pretty fun like battle sequence. Like obviously it's kind of goofy, like cartoony stuff, but it was pretty entertaining, I feel like. And Boo's got kind of a nice leadership quality to him. The thing that baffles me is apparently there were 3 open season films and maybe like 2 extra like specials, and I don't remember any of them. I might have seen open season 2. I only really remember open season 1. So Boog has some positive qualities. I feel like he's not good enough to really make it up into the upper echelon of bears, but I do enjoy him. I think I enjoy him. Do I enjoy him more than Archie or less than Archie? Because they're both kind of fish out of water stories. But I feel like Archie's a little more comedic properly. But Boog raises an army, and that's pretty cool. I'm going to put Boog above Archie in the bare enough category. He's bare enough. This is Carlton. This is the mascot for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a polar bear of some kind who likes to dance and have fun and get the crowd into it and cheer on his team. And I'm going to make an enemy of all of Canada right now, all of Canada who loves the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm dropping Carlton all the way down to shit tier. Right above bear. Carlton is shit. Carlton and the Toronto Maple Leafs are shit. And more than that, your favorite local team, your favorite local sports team is the worst. Yours specifically, I'm calling you out. That's right. Your team sucks. And Carlton is going to be the representative of your local sports team in addition to being the Toronto Maple Leafs. Eat shit, Carlton, and all of your local sports teams. That's right. Yours is the worst. The one you care about. Deluxe says, why did I think something not safe for work on that bear? There's nothing not safe for work. Not once. Not never. I'm not sure what it is you were thinking about, but I don't think it's there. You know, so far we're working out pretty okay with keeping it relatively balanced between them. I might have to I'm probably not going to take the time to really rearrange things at the end, but we're pretty decently balanced. Upper echelon, keeping it safe there, keeping it pure for only the best of the best. We got our shit tier down here. Speaking of shit tier, we got the Charmin Bears left. The Charmin Bears is a family of bears for Charmin toilet paper. They are used in their commercials, showing themselves being very happy, wiping their asses, shaking them in your face, showing you how clean they are. They all have names. I don't remember all their names. They're all written on here. They all have names, this family. That never comes up as far as I know. But along the way, they engage in some sort of time shift, reality breaking, altering event. They go through cellular mitosis, I don't know, but they become 2 separate bear families, a red-furred bear family and a blue-furred bear family that represent the 2 qualities of their toilet paper. And this family, as far as I know, just gets wiped from the earth and becomes 2, whether they're splitting their realities or what. I don't know, but I don't like them. I don't like their family. I don't like their asses. And I don't like the fact that they are not able to maintain a solid existence through one timeline and are splitting things. They are shit tier as well. We're going to drop them down above Carlton and Bear because I think Bear is still the worst we have so far, followed by Carlton representing your local sports team in addition to just the Toronto Maple Leafs. Charmin Bears, shit tier is appropriate. Hopefully they can clean it up down there a little bit because it's, 3-ply, 4-ply? It's comfy, cozy, quilted. I don't know. Deluxe says, I won't say, don't think Twitch would like it. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, having a reason why you might have thought of it. You might have some connections there that's causing it to ring out in your brain. That makes sense. Speaking of ringing in your brain, Cindy Bear, Yogi Bear's hot girlfriend. She is the resident hot bear of the show. She is a sweetheart. She's the Southern Belle. The really interesting thing about this that I thought was really funny, I believe it was on her wiki. It might have been a different wiki, but I think it was her wiki that says she speaks Southern with a Southern accent. Like, her language is Southern, not English, not English with a Southern accent, but Southern with a Southern accent. It might have been a future bear. We'll find out as I go through the list and kind of remind myself. But I remember that coming up for somebody. I know she's the Southern Belle. She's a sweetheart. She loves Yogi. But the thing about it is she doesn't have a whole lot going for her other than her love for Yogi. She's kind of the Amy from Sonic of the Yogi Bear universe, where she's constantly chasing after Yogi, from what I saw, what I read, because she loves him so much, but he like turns her down. It's like, why do you care so much about a guy who doesn't care about you? And I feel like she deserves to respect herself more. So because she doesn't respect herself enough to really find somebody who actually cares about her, I think I'm gonna drop her down to embarrassing. Once she learns a little self-respect and drops that Yogi act, she can maybe move her way up a little bit. That being said, like, Yogi does care about her. He's shown to care about her at certain points, but it's just a lot of times he rejects her because he's too busy trying to get his picnic baskets, his old honeymooner shtick. So Cindy Bear, upper tier of embarrassing, almost in Bear enough, just not quite there, just because I feel like she needs to respect herself more. The fuck says, damn, they didn't have the Flash making the Flashpoint fucking timelines. Things are getting all fucked up. Things are getting all fucked up over here. It's dangerous. Song thing about that like 20 years ago. I believe it. I can see that happening. Next up on the tier list, we have the Coca-Cola bear. A bear that Coca-Cola was using to kind of spread awareness about climate change, if I recall correctly, as well as just kind of celebrate the winter season. I always associate them with Christmas, but I think they were around a lot more than that, if I recall correctly. And a little fun fact here, the Coca-Cola bear, I actually took a picture of the Coca-Cola bear from a 12-pack, and that was my phone wallpaper for years on one of my old flip phones that just had the wallpaper over like the clock portion on the outside edge. So that was just the Coca-Cola bear kind of looking at me. So I have very fond memories of having the Coca-Cola bear be my staunch ally and supporter for many, many years. So Coca-Cola Bear, because of that, and because I like their scarf, and I think it's really funny to see them drink Coca-Cola sometimes, I think I'm going to put them in... I think they're going in positively penultimate, honestly. Bottom tier positively penultimate is where the Coca-Cola Bear goes. America! America! Fuck yeah! Hello, puppy. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic 4th of July, and more than that, the most American holiday that exists. My affiliate anniversary. I hope you're doing well. Pleasure to see you. Thanks for stopping in, and thank you for the hat. Deluxe's lyrics. Who's that bear over there with big tits and blonde hair? Isn't that like... The Bear and the Maiden Fair, I know, is a song from... I almost said Gears of War. Game of Thrones. That I remember is something about like fucking a bear or something, I think, is it? Could be something like that. Same with everything Postman Pat with the additive swearing and stuff. Gotta be very careful. You can't have them swearing up a storm all over the place. Nerd, the flip phone. I had a flip phone. The flip phones were fresh and cool at the time. And I dropped that thing so many times. I threw it against walls and I threw it on the floor. I dropped it while I was riding my bike and it survived. It wasn't even a Nokia. It was just a really powerful, strong phone. They got scratched to shit, but was a survivor in the end. And good. Glad to hear you're good. That's wonderful. Love that for you. Welcome to the Real Bears tier list stream, which we are ranking all of the definitive Real Bears. We're doing pretty well so far. We got our upper tier, the top tier, the honeypot itself, the positively penultimate because it's the second to the top. Bear enough, like fair enough. We got our embarrassing tier, and of course, our shit tier. All of them wonderful puns and jokes related to bears. Smell food been grilled. Oh, nice. I know it is that day, so there's going to be a lot of grilling out happening. I did have a little bit of food with my mom earlier. I had a nice pineapple teriyaki brat, which was decently tasty. I think Tony's making some food here for he and a friend that I'm not going to be eating because I already ate. But I hope your food is absolutely delicious and tasty and serves you well. Let me know what you end up eating. I think I had a flip phone back in the day, but I also have a Nokia too. Yeah, my first phone was a flip phone. I don't remember the brand. My second phone was one of the like sliding phones that had you slid the phone front off and it had the keyboard underneath the front of the phone. You kind of like clip it and flip it. Not flip it, clip it and flick it and like just kind of move it back and forth. I had that phone next. And I had that one for a long time. I think I had that one almost up until I got my first smartphone, which was after I was 18. What did Berenstein Bear do to you? My explanation for the Berenstein Bears was I have some fond memories of them. A couple stories. I read a lot of their books back in the day. But the reason they dropped down to shit tier is, for one thing, I've heard that as they got on, the people that took over the stories kind of started changing the heart and theming of it. and made it like a little bit less of an exciting thing. I kind of hate Baby Bear. There's something about Baby Bear that just rubs me the wrong way. In addition to that, it's Berenstein Bears in my brain. I will never accept the Berenstain. It's not Mandela effect. It is bullshit. That's what it is. And with that bullshit of the Berenstain Bears, you're a shit stay in my life. You're dropping down. But they are at the top end of the shit tier right now. So they are at least at the top end of shit tier. Because I do have fond memories of their books. But yes, this is a very definitive tier list. There are no opinions here. It's just the truth. Next up on the tier list, we have Pablo Escobar, a.k.a. the Cocaine Bear. The thing about it is this is kind of a mix and match because there is Pablo Escobar, which is the actual stuffed cocaine bear that was found in the woods, that overdosed on cocaine. Their stomach was filled to the brim, I think were the words they used, with cocaine. But then there's the actual cocaine bear itself from the film Cocaine Bear, which is just a really fun, brutal, very funny, and actually weirdly heartwarming story about a bear that takes a bunch of cocaine and kills a bunch of people. And because of Cocaine Bear, the film, honestly, Cocaine Bear, Pablo Escobar is pretty up there. I don't know if they're honeypot tier or not, but I've seen the film twice and I do love it. They kill very effectively. They're scary, but they're also loving, and they took so much cocaine. I think Cocaine Bear might end up being at the bottom portion of Honeypot. I think that's where Cocaine Bear lands. I guess. Don't worry, puppy. At least you are not a Canadian, because I talked mad shit about the Toronto Maple Leafs and, of course, your local sports team. Yours specifically. You, the viewer. Your local sports team sucks shit, and Carlton represents that, and that's why he goes down to shit tier. This is an objective tier list, so keep your opinion to yourself. This is reality. Reality and real bears. Shut the fuck up. You don't know. Drogus. I've seen Cocaine Bear. I've seen Cocaine Bear twice, and I really enjoyed the film, actually. So we might do some rearranging this list later on. This is my thought right now. Next up, we have Corduroy. Corduroy is a cute little stuffed bear with green overalls who is missing a button, and the little girl who wanted to purchase him was begging her mom, and her mom said, no, look at him. He's kind of dirty. He's kind of nasty. He doesn't even have his buttons. Let's go. So Corduroy wakes up later in that evening. He's like, man, I want people to love me. I want to be good enough for people. I'm going to go travel around the department store and see if I can find my missing button. And he struggles throughout, and he eventually ends up finding what he thinks is his button on a couch. He pulls on it, and it ends up just being a button sewed to the couch. He tumbles over, makes a loud noise. The guard finds him, puts him back in the case, and he lives a sad existence trapped in the case for the rest of his life. Or he would if the little girl didn't come back with her allowance and buy him the next day. It's a very sweet, short little children's book story. I have no real qualms with it. He's a decent bear. He's a good boy. He has done nothing wrong. Yeah, I think we're going to put him in Bear Enough. He's Bear Enough. He's at the bottom of Bear Enough. He doesn't have a whole lot of personality other than just wanting to be loved. And he's a little broken, but not that much. So he's going to drop down to the bottom of Bear Enough, I think. Cocaine Bear be at the bottom of the cocaine bag. Yeah, absolutely. All the way down there. The whole thing. Next up, we have the Country Bears. The Country Bears are shit. I'm not going to pretend like they belong anywhere else. The only reason that I have any fondness for the Country Bears is the fact that there's something innately horrific about them. There's some sort of like unknowable eldritch horror about their faces and their bodies and the way they live in this world in which anthropomorphic bears like these live alongside humans. And one of the humans adopted this bear here, and these country bears are trying to like go on a tour, and I hate them. I hate the way they look. I hate the way they act. I hate the way they breathe, and they are shit tier. That being said, because of the horror element, I will bump them up above Bear. Bear will still be our most shit tier bear so far, which might be an insane thing to say for some people, but fuck Bear. Fuck Bear, fuck the Country Bears. Hate their guts. Disgusting. Can't believe it. I hate them. Next up, we have Dancing Bear. This was suggested by Saint Snake Edge himself. He wanted to suggest that one bear that showed up in that one episode of Tom and Jerry back in 1956. The episode, I believe, being called Downbeat Bear, in which this bear escaped, I want to say, from the circus and started traveling around, wanting to just dance with everybody he met. He wears that red vest, that green hat. He's got a rope around his neck, which is definitely not a noose. He doesn't want to kill himself. He was just breaking free from his leash, and he is now unleashed, as it were, and dancing a storm across the world, all over the place. They hear about him on the circus. He's dancing with Tom. He's having a good time. He just wants to enjoy life. He is not a character that has enough really going for him to make it all the way up to the top, but he is definitely bear enough to me, if you ask me. I'm going to put him in bear enough above Corduroy. He is a good dancing bear. He's got some skills. He's got some schmoves. And I think even if the rope is just a leash, there's kind of like a weird, interesting, intriguing aesthetic about that, running around with a rope tied around your neck. Hey, there goes, he's such a douchebag with damning his moves. Yeah, he will force you into a dance. Honestly, he doesn't care about consent. Consent is important. We're going to drop him down a little bit there. We're going to drop him down there. He's got the schmoves. He's got the style. But honestly, if I'm dropping Cindy Bear down because she doesn't have the self-respect she deserves, Dancing Bear should probably go down there as well. Dancing Bear has moved down to embarrassing because of his lack of interest in getting consent for his dances. He's got the schmoves, he's got the style, but consent is key. So he's going to be entering that embarrassing tier there. Hello, Snake. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. I hope that the watch-along went well. How was Yatagarasu? How'd it go? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. He's making it in life. He made it on the list. What a bear. Exactly. The one bear from the one episode. Speaking of the one bear from the one episode, this is a bear from many episodes, actually, of Happy Tree Friends, a online show that I watched occasionally when I was younger because it was the cool, edgy thing where it's like, oh, they're cute, but it's brutal and bloody and violent. And that was like the cool thing back then. And honestly, some of the episodes have a decent amount of style to them. Like there's an interesting vibe to the way they go about their violence. And Disco Bear was always a fun one. He had a fun energy to him. He was kind of popping. He was dancing. He got fucked up a lot. But he also was a really kind of like that classic flirtatious kind of guy where he's a little too much and doesn't take no for an answer very well, which, as we just learned with Dancing Bear, wasn't enough. And honestly, he's just Dancing Bear, but worse and suffers violent deaths. That's his only positive quality. So he's going down below Dancing Bear, I think. Actually, I'm going to drop him down below Berry Bear even. I think Dancing Bear is better than Disco Bear. That's where I'm going to drop him. Hello. Watch Along was awesome. Show is fucking banger. Absolutely fantastic. I love to hear it. It looks really neat. It's one that I might try to check out at some point, ages down the line. But I'm glad to hear you had a good time with it at least. That's wonderful. Happy affiliate anniversary and made me angry and then made me cry again. Rye made you angry? Rye and happy affiliate anniversary. I'm not sure what you're saying, Violet, but welcome to the stream. Angry and made me angry, and then... Oh, I think separated like that. Okay, fair enough. I was trying to understand. I was like, angry. All right. Hello, Violet. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Thank you for the well wishes. I hope you are doing well yourself. Here listening and enjoying the list. I'm glad you're having a good time with this definitive Bears tier list in which I've done far too much research on them to have something to say about them. You get consent off Ruby for using demonic possession. Exactly. If you are going to demonically possess somebody, you should probably get some consent from them. It's only fair. Finish the game. I fucking hate it. It's bad and good. And made me cry, made me angry, and then made me cry again. Got it. I understand now. Happy Tree Friends is terrifying. It is. It has some real brutal scenes in it that are entertaining in some ways, but just not exactly the thing I'm looking for most of the time. Loving this an amazing holiday, QuvarTependence Day. QuvarTependence Day sounds like a danger in and of itself. Because it sounds like you're saying, like, hey, we're dependent on you. Hey, we need you to live. We breathe you every day. You flow through our veins. Our hearts, they pump with the power of your beat. We need you. Your rhythm is what keeps our dancing feet moving. Could read further. Oh my God, it was a mistake, please. No, it's fine. It's okay.
Very happy affiliate versary hermano. You are such a delight to be around. And you won't ever be a bear. You are better than them Quvar Thug Lesson 3.
It's true. It's true. There's a Quvar tier that does not show up on this list because this is for real bears. There's a Quvar tier off here to the side, in which I'm on the upper end of it. But thank you very much, Snakey, for 36 months! You did it! You hit the 3-year mark! For 3-year streak, too. Holy shit, it still baffles me. Thank you so much for being here from the beginning. Thank you for supporting me from the beginning. Thank you for never dropping me, for always carrying me on your shoulders, 8 feet in the air, because that's how tall you are, but only as a chibi. Thank you so much for being here for me and for supporting me so much. I appreciate it sincerely and dearly. Enjoy your emotes, emotes, emotes. You are one of the first ones. You're probably the second one, because I think Draco Fizz is the first one to get it, because Draco Fizz was my first subscriber after I turned an affiliate. I think you'd be the second one probably at this point to get the 3-year badge as well, though it's hidden behind your founder's badge, which you have rightfully deserved and earned yourself. But congratulations and thank you. Kuvarmi's addicted. What do you mean? We do need you. Inject that Kuvar right in my veins. Oh, yeah, that's good. Need to keep our blood pumping so we stay hard inside the Kuvarmi. Stay Kuv hard. Marmaduke needs the Hoover. It sucks. Thank you, though. 3 years with a girl. Whenever style arms only get bigger and allowed to carry you for longer, you can carry me whenever you want to. I'll do my best. I'll give you piggyback rides, because I don't think I can carry you on my shoulders necessarily, but I can give it a try. It's worth a shot at least. What? It's true. You stay hard. You join the Kuvarmi, but harder this time with money. It's how it works. It's every day, bro. Every day. Thank you all for greeting each other, too. Our next one on the tier list is another Happy Tree Friends friend, Flippy. Flippy exists to have PTSD primarily. He's a decently friendly fellow, but when his PTSD activates, he trips out. He goes on a whole, Nam flashback style violent escapade, which doesn't exactly make sense, doesn't paint him in a good light. And honestly, just the fact that he is if I recall correctly, he is the only one who actively seeks out violence and wants to murder people when he's having his episodes. And the thing that I do enjoy about Happy Tree Friends, if I'm watching it and enjoying it, is the fact that it's the accidental nature of it, where it's this isn't supposed to be happening, but it just snowballs and rolls and just goes way out of control. So him just rolling in, doing violent acts, is interesting, creative, but doesn't have that same energy for if I want to do a Happy Tree Friends thing. So I'm actually going to drop Flippy down to shit tier. He's going to be above Birthday Bear and the rest, below Berenstain Bears. Brain is recovering. Yep, you finished Death Stranding here, which, from my understanding, especially that last stretch of it, is wild and it carries so many revelations and emotions and crazy things. I don't know that much about the story because I haven't played it myself, and I've stayed relatively clean on the idea of it. But I'm sure there's a lot happening there, and definitely let your brain recover. Take some time with this definitive Bears tier list, which will not upset anybody at all, no matter how much I say that Carlton and Toronto Maple Leafs are shit and don't deserve anything, and they'll never win again. In addition to that, your local sports team that you enjoy, that you care about, is shit as well, and Carlton is a representation of that. Bro's issues, he does indeed. Absolute mindful. Can't wait for you to play one day. You're gonna be so mad. You'll be so mad. I'm curious. I am curious. That someday is a long ways away, I can say, because I am curious about it, but I'm not putting it up the upper tier. For one thing, it's a very long game, and I have too many long games I already want to play. I really need to kind of scale that back. But definitely is very interesting and very unique. Lionheart's Death Stranding suddenly kept on crashing, so I had to deinstall. Oh no, that sucks. I hate that for you, Lionheart. Hopefully you can get it working again someday, and if you want to go back in after having lost your progress, potentially. Hopefully it works out for you. Bears will heal me. It's so long uninstalling it. Yep, once you're done with it, you just wash your hands. You are free and clear of it. Hello, Fallen Lord. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. It is a pleasure to see you, as always. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for wishing me the Happy Americans B-Day to you. It's more so, what I've been saying is, it is America Day, but more than that, it's America Day. Because it's a me. It's a me, Kuvayo. And we're celebrating me today more than anything else. But thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for welcoming and following, Snakey. Our next bear is Fozzie Bear. Fozzie Bear is the Muppet. He's Kermit's best friend, which automatically gives him some positivity points because Kermit is amazing and his best friend has to be amazing as well. He's a comedian. He says only the funniest of jokes, and he has that iconic laughter, waka 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 waka. And some would say his jokes are actually terrible, but I enjoy him. I enjoy his style. I like his little hat. I think he's a funny, silly guy. He's not going to be like a top tier one, but I think for me, Fozzie Bear is going to fall in the... Fozzie Bear is going to be top of Bear Enough. He's Bear Enough. I enjoy his jokes. I enjoy his style. I love that he has his best friendship with Kermit the Frog here. But I don't know if he's good enough to make it into the upper echelon. I don't know if he's quite there for it. Which is kind of his whole shtick, is that he's not quite good enough, but his efforts are what counts. He's not quite funny enough to make it count, but he tries really hard, and it's endearing. You see him try, and you care about how he's trying. I'm almost talking myself into jumping him up to positively penultimate, but I think we're going to leave him in Bear Enough for now. We'll leave him at the top of Bear Enough, and we'll think about it. It's a Bearica day with all these bears! She got home from a LAN party. Nice. 200 rounds of Counter-Strike stores. Oh, sick. I hope it went well for you. Hope you got some good kills in there. Hope that you had a bunch of fun with your friends. That's rad. Love that for you. Extremely glad to see the bear in the big blue house in the honey pot. Of course. Bear Blue House, his totally legal birth certificate name, Bear Blue House. Of course he's top tier. He's absolutely up there. By the way, if anybody did come in late and is curious about the reasoning for the placement of any of these, I can review them. I'm not going to go over the entire list if you want to know them, but you have like one or two, you're like, wait, why are they there? Feel free to ask and I can recap it, but I don't want to go over all of them again because the VOD will exist for that. But if there's one you see, like, wait a second, what's that? I can always answer. Hope Donkey Kong made it on the list. Unfortunately, Donkey Kong did not make it on the list. I'm sorry. Donkey Kong is, in fact, not a bear. Donkey Kong is not a donkey either, weirdly enough. Like, you would think he'd be a donkey and he'd be the Kongest of donkeys. But I haven't... Okay, I need to clarify this, qualify this a little bit. I haven't finished my research. I have some people working on looking into it. They're digging into the annals of history, trying to go through like local libraries, finding the newspaper clippings, and reading through those to see if it's true. But I'm like 82% positive that Donkey Kong is not even a donkey. So we'll try to figure out who Donkey Kong is and where he belongs. We'll try to find a home for him one of these days. Yes, he is. He made it on the list. Yes, Bear did. Bear in the Big Blue House, yeah. Ellie's getting a little weird today. Ellie's going to be a little talkative today, given all the talk of bears there will be. But she's trying her best, I swear. Did Little Bear make it on the list? I am not spoiling the list. I'm not spoiling the list. The list is hidden for a reason, aside from this top tier, because I want it to be kind of surprising who made it on there. Though I will say, I shit-talked Bear for being a poor man's Little Bear. So maybe. What an imposter! Imposter! Spaghetti! It's okay, he may have some issues and he can't really figure out what he is. He's trying. He's trying to come across something. Let me, Can I do this? Is this worthwhile? Let's do that. Hit the funny button. And let's go custom. There we go. My question is, why are bears being rated bears? Are bears, they're awesome, and so are you, Mr. Q, aka Q Lord, Mommy Cult, Master of Naughty Cult, Summer Camp, Lover of Bees and Honey?
Bees.
The bears are being ranked because this is the Real Bears tier list and is the definitive tier list for the most real bears in existence and how good they are or how real they are or whatever qualification I want to use for each bear themselves. And mostly because I just thought it'd be a fun, silly time to celebrate my affiliate anniversary. But thank you very much. I am pretty awesome myself. Though there's definitely no cults here. There was never a cult, not once, not ever, for sure. And thank you for releasing the bees. Appreciate that. Next up on the list, we have Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear is a bear who I went to the wiki for to get an idea of who they were. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. And Freddy Fazbear is trying to go to war against the people that have wronged him. The person who murdered the child that got stuffed in the animatronic and haunted it and possessed it. So is Freddy Fazbear the child or is Freddy Fazbear the bear? And that's really what we need to kind of decide here. Because the thing is, the fact that Freddy Fazbear, at least a part of who Freddy Fazbear is the spirit of a dead child. It's kind of one of those counterbalancing points because children are terrible. Children are awful. Everybody hates children. So that drops them down a few pegs, right? But it's a dead child and ghosts are cool. So maybe that bumps him up a few points. And he himself is an animatronic who wants to kill people and has a pretty unique design and is very distinctive and beloved by many. So should I take into account other people's opinions on Freddy Fazbear and shoot him up the ranking? Or do we accept the fact that Freddy Fazbear himself is just kind of bear enough? Honestly, I think he's bottom tier bear enough right now, possibly edging on embarrassing for me. As somebody who's not a huge fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise and knows very little about it, it is the definitive ranking, so keep your opinions to yourself. This is reality here. He's edging, always edging, for sure. And next up we have Gold Bear. Gold Bear is the mascot for Haribo Gold Bears gummy bears themselves. He doesn't have a whole lot going for him. He might be a gummy bear himself. He wears his little bow tie, but off to the side of his face because he's really fucking trashed and doesn't know how to tie a bow tie. He doesn't do a whole lot other than present other things. He isn't really a character so much as he is a framing mechanism. And even though he's kind of cute, I don't think he really has a whole lot going for him. I think Gold Bear is honestly going to be dropping down to embarrassing tier. He'll be above Baby Bear on the embarrassing tier. I'm ending up ranking a lot of these lower than I thought I would, which is actually a good thing for me because I tend to rank things way too highly. So if I'm ranking them more on the low end of it, it helps to create a better balance, I think. Never played a single Five Nights at Freddy's. I know what I'm talking about. Exactly. I've played Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and I made it through, I think, night 2 or so. So I'm kind of an expert on the subject. It's edging. What's next? Going to goon? See, gooning is funny as a concept, but I still maintain that gooning should be the verbiage for what, like, the Joker's henchmen are doing. The Joker's henchmen are gooning. They're gooning around. They're trying to fight Batman, but they don't stand a chance. They're getting their asses whooped. They're wearing silly costumes, and they're kind of dumb. They're fully, like, ran by himbos. It's all just himbos there. Like, that's what gooners are to me. The Joker's henchmen are gooning every day. And, like, honestly, if you worked for the Joker, wouldn't you be gooning as well? And now we have to ask ourselves, am I talking about the modern interpretation of the word or the one that I mentioned is more akin to what I think of? It's hard to say. Haribo gummies are some of the best gummies ever. Does that help him? Haribo gummies are very good. Haribo gummies are absolutely fantastic. They're very tasty. But he is presenting them. He is Vanna White, but bare gold rather than Vanna White. Which means he doesn't really have a whole lot. Well, I do like Vanna White, though. Vanna White does a very good job. She works very hard. No, we're leaving where he is for now. We're leaving where he is. But Haribo gummy bears are very tasty. I will not deny that. The true Gooners. OG does stand for Original Gooner. It's true. Yep, Original Gooners. Just back in the day. The OGs. He's a nepotism baby. Exactly. Speaking of nepotism, next up is the Great Root Bear. The A&W mascot himself. I chose this image because it was the oldest, strangest statue I could find of him. There are a lot of more modern interpretations, but I chose this one because it's kind of a piece of analog horror, I feel like. If you found this bear standing in the middle of a forest or a field, it'd be terrifying. A&W itself, I'm actually decently fond of. I like their food. I don't go there frequently, and they're not necessarily a top tier food, but I enjoy it decently well enough. And I think the Great Root Bear is a very clever name. He doesn't have a proper name. People call him Rudy sometimes. But the fact that it's called Great Root Bear for Great Root Beer, I think is really clever. The analog horror of the design in this sense adds a little bit of extra oomph to it. But he's still just kind of bear enough, I would say. I'm going to put Great Root Bear above Freddy Fazbear because I really like the name and there's a weird like horror element of it where it shouldn't be scary, but I wouldn't want to run into this if I was wandering around a forest at night. I mean, the truth, that can be said for a lot of these, but still. Does he sell Great Root Bear beer? He does sell Great Root Beer. Honestly, the A&W root beer that you get from them is so tasty. It's got like that creamy texture to it almost. If you get it in the frosted mugs, it has like extra, like just the perfect temperature, perfect like smoothness to the liquid. It's quite good. Speaking, how does he make it? He leaks it out. He makes it from scratch in his home. He brews the root beer with ingredients in the old-fashioned way. You know, back in the day, my parents actually bought a root beer making kit, which we used to make our own root beer. We had so many bottles just stashed up in the back corner of our dining room, just waiting for them to, I don't know if it's fermenting or whatever it is that happens with them, long enough to get the flavor out of it. And it was okay. They weren't very carbonated, like at all. They were tasty. You tried that. I like the first answer. I didn't say anything. For the love of fuck Kuvar. What's happening? No, this is not the King tier list eyes emoji. This is the real Bears tier list. Sorry, there's no fuck here. Next up on the list, we have gummy bears themselves. But now you might be thinking of, these are the gummy bears from the Disney TV show Adventures of the Gummy Bears, which was a pioneer in its artistic style and its animation style. A lot of things learned from that and continue to grow from there. But the bears themselves are being lumped together because I never really saw much of the show, and I'm only vaguely familiar with them, so they kind of just exist as their own entities without any of them really standing out as individuals. But their powers are drinking the gummy berry juice that Grandma Gummy makes that makes them able to bounce around like a bouncing ball and makes them rather powerful. And all of the humans want to steal this from them because they're basically like leprechauns or cryptids of some kind. They don't exist, right? Until you see them and you're ready for them. So they're okay. They're okay. I think their sense of style and the fact they helped to define a new era of animation is really cool. But I don't really think they have a whole lot going for them. So I'm honestly just going to drop them down to... I'm going to put them down in embarrassing above Blubber Bear. No, actually... below Blubber Bear. I like Wacky Racers a lot more, and that gives him a couple extra points there. Full of juice. Very full. So that was Gummy Bears. Now we're ranking Gummy Bear, who is from the Europe and sings the song I'm a Gummy Bear. Rumbly, tummy, funny, loving Gummy Bear. The song itself... Osito Gominola. Exactly, Osito Gominola, the little gummy bear. He wears underwear, which is a little weird. He almost looks like he has a 5 o'clock shadow. He's got the crazy eyes, which is appropriate because he's got the same sort of energy as Crazy Frog, being some strange European entity who sings songs and exists to sell that. And apparently, just recently in March or May of 2024, they announced a new DJ Gummy Bear coming out. There's like some weird stuff happening with that. I think the song is catchy, but I think his design leaves a lot to be desired, and he's just kind of off-putting in the way he looks. So while the song gives him extra points, I think his design and his Crazy Frog energy is going to drop him down to... Is the song good enough to keep him out of shit tier? I don't think it is. The song is a banger, But I think Gummy Bear himself has some problems. He is high on PCP, and he is making it everybody else's issue by running around through the streets, singing about his existence and how squishy he is, while wearing nothing but his underwear, his whacked out eyes, and he hasn't cleaned himself in ages. He hasn't taken a proper shower in years, probably. And because of this, he is dropping down to shit tier behind the Berenstain Bears, even. Thank you, Violet, for the clip. How A&W is made. It's a family activity. Exactly. Yeah. You make it with your family. Spanish version? Yes. The original regular? No. I've never heard the Spanish version. I should check that out at some point. Hi, are you criminal? What do you mean, puppy? What do you mean? What do you mean? Is this because of the drugs? I already have Cocaine Bear representing that up here. I got Cocaine Bear up here. Now wait. What? What's wrong? Why does Pablo Escobar get a drug pass, but Cito Gominola doesn't? Because Pablo Escobar exists within a fantastic film that is really fantastically choreographed and shot, has really brutal, violent, exciting deaths and choreography for the way it plays out. And Pablo Escobar is a mom who loves their children and will do anything to protect them. And that carries strength in it. Plus, cocaine is funnier than PCP. That's what I'm going to say. If it was a PSP, maybe he'd have a chance. Maybe if he was playing some PlayStation Portable. Yes, cocaine! Would he support a loving mom, even if drugs are a little involved? Mm-hmm. Yep. It's also the aesthetic. Like, the aesthetic does not appeal to me in this way. He's just a weird guy. And, like, it's one of those things where when I say these aesthetics don't appeal to me, there's always a part of me that's like, actually, I kind of like that. There's a part of me that when I see something I hate, it's like, I kind of like it, though. Like, I talked about with Country Bears, there's some innate horror to the way they appear, the way their appearance is, just, like, settles deep in my chest and causes this primal fear. I'm like, yes, you know, I kind of love it, but I need it to drop down. Like that you don't like it as a mood. It's what makes these, like, tier lists and ranking things I do incredibly difficult for me, because every time I think about it, like, I don't like this about them, but because I don't like that, I kind of like it. It makes it so difficult to rank things. It is a huge Kuvar problem, absolutely. And after Gummy Bear, we are going to be ranking Gummy Bears, the treat. I took an image that included some chocolate-covered gummy bears, because what I originally wanted to include in this was a picture I had taken of a white chocolate-covered gummy bear that I had purchased at an airport candy store years ago that was decently tasty and really represented my love of the liminal spaces of airports, as well as the fantastic things you can find in them, like a candy store that had all kinds of delicious treats in them. Gummy bears are tasty. They're not my favorite treats. They're not even my favorite gummies, really, but I do enjoy them quite a bit. They are going to get pulled right up to the bottom of Positively Penultimate. Gummy bears are some of the most real, best bears that exist out there, and I will hear nothing otherwise. Come on, gummy bears now. Mm-hmm. It could be nice. Could be nice. Airport's my favorite level of space. They're fantastic. It's so weird. Gummy bears are ironically goated. They're fantastic. They're really tasty. The fact they made it this far just being food tells you everything you need to know. How's the ranking going? It's going well. Thanks for asking, Ash. People have not gotten upset at a single one of my choices, and definitely not at least 5 of them. It's definitive, and there are no opinions here. It's just true facts. How are you doing, Ash? Trying to stay out of the heat. It's like 105 days. Oh, it's still so hot for you. It's been over 100 for like a week now, hasn't it? Damn. Definitely try to stay cool as best you can. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad, and hopefully you can stay alive. Like says, I don't know if I like cats more because of cat girls or not, as I did have a cat before my Neko obsession started. It could be there could be some correlation there to it, or it could just be that you like both of them, and so that like for the idea kind of cross hatches in that way. Next up on our Real Bears tier list is Halcyon, Baldur's Gate 3. Halcyon is a character that I've not had enough time to really hang out with, but every moment I've spent with him I think is representative of his character. He is a man who cares. He is a man who loves. He is a man who loves love and supports you and believes in your ability to be the best person you can be. And he will fuck you as a bear if you want him to. He is totally down with that. He is a freak in the sheets, but a lover in the streets. And he will tell you that your efforts are meaningful and they matter, that you are worthwhile, and that he sees how hard you're working. He knows struggle, he knows strife, he has suffered in his past, but he doesn't let that define him. He lets that inform his decisions in the future to continue to build better lives for the people around him and to sacrifice himself if he needs to. He's a good boy. He's strictly a good boy who does many, many good things. Halcyon is going to be making it all the way up to... Ooh. 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 Halcyon's going to go into the honeypot. I love him. He is a great boy. He's very strong. He is not even one of my favorite characters from Baldur's Gate 3, but I do think he is an absolutely fantastic man with some great qualities. Ashfrost grabbed a slushie and had sunscreen on. Felt like I was being cooked. Oh, damn. Not even nearly enough. You had that little layer of protection, but hopefully the slushie was tasty still. Love that for you. Everybody's loving. Man has transcended. He has indeed. You could say he can go grizzly on you in the bed sheets. It gets a little grizzly out here. He's a bear in more ways than one, maybe. Daddy, Papa Bear, really? I'm gonna go in the corner before Snake tries to kill me. Run, run! Thank you for the gasms. We love a good fuck bear, yeah! That was something to read. Hello, Loco. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope that your celebrations are going well if you have any, or if you're just kind of hanging out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and living your best life. Hope that's going well for you, too. It's a pleasure to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Next up on the Bears tier list, we have Hey Bye. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I was going to look it up. I forgot. I think it's Hey Bye, perhaps. The great tree spirit from Avatar The Last Airbender that is a panda in actuality, but turns into this weird monstrosity here. The thing about it is, I love the monstrous, weird spiritual form. I think it's really cool. It's just a panda who is a great tree spirit, and it does help Aang a lot in the future through traversing the spirit realm, but they themselves are kind of useless. They don't know anything. Like, the Fire Nation comes and destroys their entire forest, and they're like, oh shit, this place has been burned down. You know who I bet did it? Probably just that village over there. They're also suffering because of this. I'm going to go eat all of them and drag them wherever I want to. And it's only because Aang's like, wait, yo, you're fucking stupid. It's like, oh, wait, you're right. I am stupid. My bad. Guess I won't eat them anymore. Like, great design, great show it's from, but they don't really accomplish a whole lot themselves. And honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing. So Hey Bye is dropping into embarrassing. May not have noticed your stream in my Discord. Get loved, will you? Thank you very much. You're very sweet, Violet. I appreciate your efforts. You don't need to, but I hope that anybody who stops by has a good time with our tier list here. Our very definitive, real ranking for the tier list. Get loved. Thank you very much. I love you too. Hi, honey. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? We got the president of QuVar. I've lived to see it. We are here today on America Day, where we're celebrating my affiliate anniversary on a day all about me. Thank you for the dances. How are you doing, honey? Hope you're doing well. Violence is the way. Violence can help a lot. Violence can help in many ways, for sure. And more people could learn that. Embarrassing, exactly. Which I had to add a little hyphen there, because otherwise it wouldn't work right. It would be like embarrassing, and with like the ing, I think, on a separate line. It was disgusting, so we had to change it up. Does anything my community knows? It's that I love you. If they know anything else, it's that I feel guilty as fuck for not streaming. Yeah, that's right. Today is your Thursday, actually. Well, I hope that you're doing well regardless, and I hope that Death Stranding served you well. And thank you for sharing the love with the people. The love of yourself with the people for me, I suppose. But I hope you're doing well. Otherwise, I hope it's not too much of a bummer that you are not streaming yourself today. I just made that connection. Like, yeah, it is Thursday. Normally you'd be here. Or be there, I should say. But you did some good work in Death Stranding, and that counts for a lot. Next up, we have the hillbilly bears. Paw Bear, Maw Bear. We got Flora, or Floral, I think, and then the little teeny bear whose name I don't know. It's basically what if the Jetsons were bears and also they were hillbillies and there was no scientific like advancement or sci-fi elements is kind of the dynamic of this family. Specifically the younger two, the Flora and the child bear are very much like. Oh, my brain's melting right now. My brain's melting. I don't remember their names. The two children in the Jetsons. So the one thing I remember about them primarily is the silly back and forth with their feuding, where they just kind of take pot shots at each other from across the hills, which I do think is a pretty neat thing. But overall, I don't think they have a whole lot going for them. They're kind of just okay. So I think they're going to go down to embarrassing because they don't have like enough happening to make them stand out. We're going to drop them above the rest of them because the feuding is kind of funny. They got some interesting designs and they're kind of unique in that way, but just they don't have like a whole lot happening, you know? Violet says I had a very fun night last night and then stayed up till 5:30 to try and beat that game. Did not work, and I'd rather be here than stream myself anyway. I'm being greedy. Need my Kuvar time. You're very sweet, Violet. I do appreciate that. It's very sweet of you. But yeah, you definitely need some rest and a nice, easy, chill day after all of that. So take all the cares you can. Hey, Rain, what's up? How's it going? Balut the Honeypot is goated. Absolutely. He is the top of top tiers right now for the time being. He is just a fantastic man. One of the best that ever lived. The best that ever was. But having a great day, Rain. Thanks for stopping by. How is it happening? How is it going? If anybody's unfamiliar with Rain, definitely check them out. There we go. They make some fantastic, absolutely banger music tracks, incredible beats, and some rhythm and flow that is straight fire every time. And actually, they have an open verse challenge open right now. If you check out their Twitter, by the same name, I believe, on Twitter as well. You can check that out and see how it's going. It is a banger track that will offer the opportunity for other people to get their musical voices out there alongside him. It'd be absolutely rad. Big chilling, drinking, and relaxing. Nice. Glad you're having a good day. Good America day. Love that for you. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome, for sure. Deathlock says, looks like 4th of July celebrations delay the progress for the con for Ruby's birthday. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Like, artists need their time off too, but hey, it's always kind of a bummer. Like, oh, it's going to be a little bit longer. Well, shucks. Hopefully it still gets done in time. Lionheart says, by the way, you remember that I saved in front of a fat man in Fallout 4? I do remember you mentioning that. Put it in storage. Now Settler Mine has it. Don't know who, but he keeps blowing me up on raids. I can't find him. So somebody's just walking around with a big old fat man tucked in their pocket. You don't know who it is, except for the fact that things just keep popping off and blowing up. Oh, that's tragic. Very funny, but tragic. So yoinked it and trolls me. Yep, they're just causing you grief. It's probably mother... not mother. Oh man, my brain's melting again. The old lady who takes drugs and has visions. Mama Murphy, that's it. Mama Murphy. Yep. It's probably her. She's a troll always. Thank you, Logo. I was like, mother. Mother's not right. Probably Granny. Good old Granny Mama Murphy. Next up on our tier list, we have Icy Bear. They are the coolest bear, or one of the coolest bears in existence. They know how to snowboard. They know how to do all kinds of extreme sports. They wear a slick design. They wear cool glasses, and ices themselves are tasty as hell. They have that magic slushy energy where all the syrup juice doesn't just disappear and sink to the bottom, so you don't end up drinking just pure ice crystals at the end of it. It maintains its flavor throughout all of it, and he is the spokesbear of it. And honestly, I love his design. I love ices. They are refreshing as fuck. I think Icy Bear, despite being little more than a mascot, is going to be going all the way up. Oh, do I drop Icy Bear in the honeypot? Does Icy Bear go to the honeypot? They might. They're so cool. And so tasty. And they're number one. I might have to reconsider a lot of this if I do that. Is Icy Bear better than Good Luck Bear? Honestly, I think so. I think design-wise and the portion of my life that Icy Bear has been relevant, I think Icy Bear is better than Good Luck Bear. But do they belong in the honey pot? I'm putting Icy Bear in the honey pot, I think. Icy Bear is going to the honey pot. Bottom of honey pot, but definitely there. Lionheart, she has visions of me blowing up. Yeah, for real. You know, she had 20 strength in the past. I have heard of that. I had heard that she was very powerful, both classic and well-known. This is true. Though that doesn't really play too much into it. This is all my personalized list that is still, regardless, absolutely definitive and has no opinions shaping it in any way, shape, or form. Snickles says I'm going to have to sadly be lurking for a bit. I'll be helping make some dinner, make some meatloaf. Nice. Good meatloaf. I hope it's tasty as hell. Absolutely get that lurk. Take care of yourself. Take care of yours. Get some good food made up. Thank you for hanging out with us for a while and enjoy your lurk. Watch the VOD for all iMovies. If you are interested in checking it out, it will be available. Thank you. Appreciate that, and best of luck at that tasty, tasty food. Love that for you. Next up on the tier list. Make it meaty. Nice. Thank you very much. Enjoy your lurk, get comfy, cozy, and thank you for giving your lifeblood. We are going for... Oh.
It's just fries that we didn't finish, and then there's the rest of that.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
You don't have dipping sauce or anything?
I should be good with just this for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tony rolled in with some French fries that they had made that aren't finished. A tasty little snack. And some gamer juice alongside. Take care. Send kisses to Tony. I will. I will do this. For sure. They call it hydration. Not low duration. Drink. They call it gamer juice, not lamer juice. Fucking right. Thanks to gamer juice, thank you.
Gamer. Gamer.
And thank you for the straighten up and wiggle. So I'm not crouched over. Some good stretches. Oh, that's good. Big. Ah. Nice. Yes, lurk. Got some tasty fries. What type of snack? Oh, just fries, French fries, American fries, freedom fries, if you will. Next up on the tier list, we have none other than Yorick Bernison, the armored bear, one of the best friends of Lyra and one of the main protagonists of the Golden Compass and the His Dark Materials series. A series which I absolutely adored when I was younger. When I first read the Golden Compass, I barely understood what I was reading because there were so many concepts and ideas and like strange theories and words that I didn't understand, but I loved it. And it stuck with me for so long. And I'm actually thinking about considering reading it again someday. Because I read the Golden Compass, and I want to say I read the second book in the series, but I don't think I read the third one, or I don't remember it very well. So I'd love to get back to that someday. And Yorick Bernison is one of the armored bears. They are incredibly powerful metal workers. They're very strong. He does not hesitate to kill people who have wronged him. And his cool armor that I forget the name of right now is like Sky Iron armor or something like that. They look rad. Great design. Very iconic. And he is a good boy who ended up murdering a bear and got exiled from his clan because the other bear was on drugs and they were in a duel. And he wouldn't stay down despite the drugs, so he had to kill him and make him stay down. But it's illegal in their bear society. So Yorick Bernison, though, because of my past, he's very, very cool. Is he cooler than Icy Bear? Is he cooler than Good Luck Bear? He's got more character for sure. He's a definitive part of my childhood, and I love him, and he's strong. He's got a great design. I'm going to put Yorick at the top of Positively Penultimate, I think. Because while I do love him and I adore him dearly, he is not like the primary thrust of the story. He's got heart, he's got strength, he matters a lot. I think his design is very cool. He's got a great name, great power. He's just not quite at that point where he just jumps up to the next tier. Also, I need to balance it out a little bit more still. So I'm not going to put him in Honey Pot right now since I put Icy Bear up there. Could have been Potato Waifu for the snack. A snack in the less traditional sense. Strong. So big and so strong. He's so big and so strong. He is huge, actually. Huge polar bear. Next up on the list, we have Kenai, the brother bear himself. He is a man who watched his brother get killed by a bear, went on a quest for revenge, murdered that bear, and as penance for his sins, his mindless murder and aggression was turned into a bear to walk a mile in their shoes to try to understand what it is that he did. And along the way, he finds Coda, who is the child of the bear he murdered, and he builds a bond with them and continues on his journey to learn who these bears are. More than that, try to find his way back. He travels to the place where the light touches the sky, or whatever it is, I don't remember exactly right now, to meet with the spirit of his brother to try to become human again. But in doing so, realizes that there are people who care about him and need him as a bear. And so he decides, with the heartbreaking moment of Coda kind of like shy and trying to talk to him and being scared about him as a man, but he's not able to understand Coda because he's a man now, not a bear. And just Coda like making these little growls is just so sad. Realizes he needs to stay with his brother bear and live out his life as such. Honestly, starts off rough but learns so many lessons and is such a good older brother. Such a fantastic figure. Such a great guy. We're putting him, I think, in the Honey Pot. Where in the Honey Pot? Honestly? We're going to put him above Bartholomew. Actually, we're putting him above Bear Bluehouse. Kenai is going to be our second top tier bear right now, I think. Now it's fucking strong to learn such a big lesson. Huge lesson. You're going to make me cry. I'm sorry. It's sad and beautiful. Speaking of small bears who need an older brother father figure in their lives, Kit Cloudkicker from Tailspin is an interesting character. He's a little more involved and determined than Baloo is in Tailspin. He used to be a pirate, but along that side, he is still kind of a little shit kid, and I feel like he is taking the place of Mowgli because Mowgli moved on and Baloo just needs a new little guy to take care of. He's got a great name. I think it's really cool that he was a pirate, but I don't think he really goes too far beyond these other ones. I think we're going to put Kit Cloudkicker as a pirate in the bear enough tier above Care Bears. That's where Kit Cloudkicker is going to go. Very nice story. Very lovely. For sure. Nice. So I'm glad Bartholomew's in the Honey Pot. He's a real stand-up guy. He is indeed. Absolutely real stand-up guy. And now we jumped immediately into the boy we were just talking about not too long ago. We have Coda, Kenai's little brother bear, who is just a bundle of fluff and fun, who suffered far too much for his age and is forced to grow up quickly, forced to confront the reality of his own mortality and his family's, and has so many struggles himself when he realizes that Kenai killed his mom. He doesn't know how to feel. His world is shattering around him again for the second time in a very short while, but he still finds it in himself to come back and defend Kenai in that final fight at the end of the first film. He does have a little bit of that shit kid energy, but it's not too bad. It's like an appropriate level of shit kid, and he is sweet and adorable. He's strong. He's cool. I love him. He is going to go in... Do I want to put Coda in the honeypot too? The honeypot's starting to get a little crowded now, I feel like. But I do love him more than Icy Bear. So Coda is going in the honeypot between Pablo Escobar and Halcyon. The shit kid energy is nicely balanced, but it does kind of take him down a little bit. But I think he is an excellent addition. Just as much the heart of the film as Kanai, if not more. And as I'm talking, I feel like we're moving him all the way up right next to Kanai, where he belongs, side by side with his brother. Kanai and Coda, right there. A raging ball of wild fur. Yep, in his own words, excellent. Truly, truly there. The way it's meant to be. It's the only thing that makes sense. Be even. Ebb and flow. Yes. Next up on our tier list, we have Kuma from Tekken. Kuma is a bear, as well as later on Kuma 2, the son of Kuma, who is just a very smart bear who knows how to fight. He is a bear who learns martial arts and kicks ass. He's a bodyguard for Heihachi, if I recall correctly. Heihachi Mishima. And he wears a cool, like, bandana sometimes. He kicks ass. He takes names. He doesn't have a whole lot of personality in that same sense because he's not able to speak from what I understand. He's just a bear, but he's a very smart bear who can kick ass. So he's going to stay on the upper end of this, I think. Just because a bear that can fight is pretty fucking cool. Do I want to put him in positively penultimate or... Or bare enough? We're putting him in bare enough because I like Tekken. I don't have a huge history with the series, so I don't have as much of a personal connection with him. It's strictly like the idea of how cool he is. Kuma, what a fantastic fighter. Indeed. Violet. I'm not a bear. You can see the sign right there. I just dress like one. I swear. Made you growl because Kuma only growls. He does. He's speaking to us right now in this moment. Speaking of Kuma, we have Kumamon. Not the Digimon who wears the cool headband and has the guns and stuff and has like really great design, actually. A bear that I didn't remember until after I already finished prepping the tier list and would have been a better Kumamon than this one. But this is Kumamon, the mascot for the Kumamoto Prefecture in Japan, who strictly exists as a cute mascot design that people love. They think he looks rad, but he doesn't really have any character beyond that. And I need to prove that I'm not a weeb. I'm a cool guy and not a nerd who likes Japanese animes. So I think Kumamon might be dropping down to shit tier. Because I would never be a nerd. I would never be a nerd who would watch Japanese animes. And also, like, all Kumamon is a design. There's like no personality there, really. What are you sniffing out? What's wrong? I would never. Glorious Nippon? More like glorious no thank you. Yeah. I'm not a weeb. Speaking of weebs, next up we have Jail. Is that Jail because you're really fond of Kumamon? Or Jail because you are really fond of your Japanese animes? Don't sniff me, you'll catch it. Oh no. Need you to know the Little Bear theme music has been playing in my head for like 10 minutes now. I don't remember it that well. It's been a long time since I've watched it. But you're right. Speaking of whatever it was that I said before as a segue that definitely made sense, weebs. Next up we have Little Bear. Little Bear is a hero amongst children bears, even though his name is really no different than Bear's name. He fits into his universe because they all don't really have names, but he's got a great sense of style. He's got a great sense of grace. He loves playing around. He's got a great imagination. He is fun. He's iconic. He is an absolute fantastic bear who was a huge part of my childhood for many, many years. And is honestly I want to say, I might be wrong, of the bears on this list, he is probably one of the most childhood memory bears here. One of the most influential in my past. Little Bear, as a being, I think is going into the honeypot. He'll go below Halcyon, but above Icy Bear. Because as a character, doesn't have quite as much going on as Halcyon does for me to love. But I do love him dearly and sincerely, dropping into the honeypot. Top tier. I'm glad we can all agree on this. Next up, in another of the fantastic naming conventions for these animals, we have the Bear. The Bear is from Condemned 2. The Bear is a boss fight in Condemned 2 that takes place within an entire cabin where you are being pursued by this bear that you hear ransacking the house, running from place to place, roaring, growling, breaking down walls. It is terrifying. It is isolating. It is a rabid bear, and that's it. In this horror game about strange supernatural phenomena and your brain melting and evil ghosts and dolls and all kinds of shadow creatures, one of the scariest things in that game is this bear with rabies that is hunting you through this house. Unfortunately, while I love the bear, it's violent, it's aggressive, it's wild that it's so scary, it loses some points because the end of that sequence is it catching you, dragging you outside the house, and then just walking away. It didn't finish the job. We didn't win. But it didn't finish the job. And I think that's going to knock it down a little bit because that's kind of an embarrassing thing to go through all that effort, be that big, strong, powerful, be that violent, kick the ass of the protagonist, but not be able to finish it. So I'm dropping the bear down to embarrassing. I love the bear, but it's just not quite there, you know? The bear just said, "Not in my house," and then left because it was no longer in its house. Exactly. We are not in my house, and now we're leaving. What a rookie, not finishing the job for the kill. I know, right? Can you believe it? So big and so strong and so ineffectual. Like, it'll kill you in the house if it catches you right. But I guess it just gets tired. Or maybe it's on its way out. Maybe it is actively dying because it does have rabies. I don't know. It's from Akramos. Thank you, Akramos, for the so big and so strong. I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for being around. Thank you for existing. Next up on the tier list, Little John from the Robin Hood animated film. A film that activated the furry side of so many innocent and... What's the term? My brain's so melted today. I wish I could remember things. Impressionable youth. Little John is a fantastic bear. He is the wonderful and powerful sidekick of Robin Hood himself. I have not seen the Robin Hood film in so long. I'm probably going to slap that onto my list to try to check out within the next year because it's been ages since I've seen it. But he is a good boy. He has thoughts of his own. He is very capable. He is absolute menace, a beast with so many weapon types. And he is a great... he's not even really a sidekick. Like, he is the sidekick, but he's not really a sidekick to Robin. They are a team. And he's a fantastic guy, but I don't think I have enough love for him to go too high up, really. Does he belong in Bear enough or Positively Penultimate? Positively Penultimate is kind of a lonely tier right now. I'm going to put Little John in Positively Penultimate because he is a fantastic man. He's very capable, very powerful, and from an amazing film. Shot you a peace sign, peace right back at you. Heat, it melts all the brains. It does indeed. It's that and the way that I'm living my life, sprinting from second to moment every day. I'm contemplating if it's worth going out tonight to go get cheap-ass popsicles. I mean, that sounds pretty good on a hot day. A nice cheap-ass popsicle, that doesn't sound bad. Lola Bunnies, that sort of trigger for some too. Yep. There are a lot. Maid Marian was huge. Robin Hood himself was huge for the other side of things, I'm sure. Lola Bunny was a huge one in Space Jam for many people. And then there were a lot of people like from a lot of cartoons back in the 90s, which we'll get to one of them as well soon enough. But it was an awakening time for lots of people. Speaking of awakening, this is Lotsa Huggin' Bear. Lotsa Huggin' Bear is from Toy Story. He was a bear who loved to be hugged and loved to give love, and he was accidentally left behind by his child as the parents drove away, and he never recovered from that because he eventually marched his way back to that child, saw that they had a new Lotsa Huggin' Bear. They had replaced him, and he never forgave them and started to hold all kinds of toys in jail, essentially, and making them suffer eternal torment because of his own hangups that he couldn't get over. He is an asshole who almost murdered all of our beloved friends from Toy Story, and I cannot forgive him for what he has done. I cannot forgive him. Even as a great villain, we can appreciate great villainy. But that being said, Lotsa Huggin' Bear is dropping down to the shit tier. Shit tier asshole, that's right. Hello, Indy. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for saying positive daily reminder they're all amazing and you love all platonically. Absolutely. Pleasure to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday or Friday, Chips Day, if you will. They call it Friday in America. Regardless of your time zone, I hope you're doing well. Violet says, for me, it was Secret Squirrel. If you know that cartoon, I'll be hell impressed. Seems to be a long-forgotten fever dream. No, Secret Squirrel is one that I do know. I'm not like, it's not one that I think I watched much of, but I know of it, and I've heard people talk about it recently as well. Yeah, Secret Squirrel, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I had to remind myself of the aesthetic. Yeah, I absolutely watched Secret Squirrel. Secret Squirrel was super cool. I love the design. It's so slick and clean. He's such a cool secret agent guy. He's just absolutely rad. Love that guy. They call it hydration, not hydration. Drink. Thank you, Indy. I appreciate that. For death like Nekoparo. Yeah, Nekoparo definitely pushed you over the edge, I'm sure. I believe that. Speaking of getting pushed over the edge, don't push me, because I am close to the edge. This isn't from Happy Feet, but it is from a different sort of Arctic-type climate film. Balto, we have Luck and Muck. The names I have backwards, because Luck is actually this guy over here, I believe, and Muck is the big one. But they are the two polar bears from Balto, another fantastic film that I love dearly with some incredible animation, some beautiful moments that will stick with me for eternity. And these two characters are so lovable, so friendly. They are kind of pointless. They're kind of comic relief characters, but they do have a heart to them, and they love each other dearly, and they are always there to take care of the people they care about. And honestly, they're going to go straight up to positively penultimate, I think. Because I do love them a lot. Actually, I definitely like them more than Little John. I like them more than Little John. They're going up there. They don't have a lot going for them, but they exist in a place in my heart, and that place is positively penultimate tier for Luck and Muck. God, Balto's such a good film. There's a discussion in a forum recently, or a Discord server, about whether or not the goose from... I think it was actually Balto 2 that the goose was from. The hot lady goose, whether they were hot or not, because they're very clearly a goose. They have like slightly exaggerated proportions, but still very clearly a goose. But some people are like, nah, that goose fucks, and I would too. And other people are like, you're a freak for saying that. It's a goose. They're like, yeah, it's a goose, but look, it's a goose made for fucking. Look at it. You cannot deny that. And it is one of those things where in the film, it was one of those animation styles where the goose definitely gives you the bedroom eyes. It definitely does. It cannot be denied, just like Nala from Lion King. Smash. It is a smash for many. Not a smash for me. I can see where people are coming from. I'm not going to deny them that. Not for me. Next up on the tier list, we have Magilla Gorilla. Some people would say that Magilla Gorilla is in fact not a bear, but is a gorilla. But I would say that Magilla Gorilla is a fun-loving character who was always just trying to find a home while getting into shenanigans of their own. They are pulled into all kinds of different endeavors, whether it was crime syndicates or advertisement campaigns, but they're always returned in the end. They never had a place to stay for themselves. So Magilla Gorilla, I think, is going into the bear enough tier. They're going to go above all of these ones. They're going straight above Boog. There's Magilla Gorilla on the bear enough tier. What are you looking at? Hold up, he's here. Donkey Kong isn't. Explain. Magilla Gorilla was a suggestion to add to the list from Saint Snakeitch, and who was I to deny Magilla Gorilla being added to the list? Smash an extra curvy piece of thriftwood, so, to each their own. Wood, am I right? Yeah? In his defense, he thought that it was a bear, and he had a stroke and didn't realize that it was in the name. Man, I might have to rearrange this because it doesn't feel right that the embarrassing tier is the most full tier right now. But we'll see how it goes. We still have plenty of people to rank. We'll see how it kind of shakes out from here. So Magilla Gorilla, bear enough. Snake had a stroke, gorilla got on the list. It's cool. It's fine. It's a bear. It's a bear enough now. Next up, we have Moneybags from Spyro. He is not a bad guy. He is just from my understanding at least, there's an expert in chat who can correct me if I'm wrong. He's not a bad guy, but he is a sleazeball who just wants money. And he will swindle you out of all of your gems as much as he can. He's got a funny sense of style. Fuck that guy. All my friends hate that guy. He charges you gems for basic dragon rights. Yeah, exactly. He's not a villain, I don't think. I don't see him as a villain type. But he is definitely an asshole and a sleazebag and a slime ball. And then you get to punch the fuck out of him to get your gems back. Nice! Revenge. Revenge is a bitch. Revenge is a bitch best served cold. He's just trying to get by, but he sure works the villains a lot. That's fair. That's fair. Because you are more of an expert on this than me, I will take your passion and I'll drop him down to shit tier. He'll be at the top of shit tier. No, below Bernstein. Below Bernstein, above Lotso. That's where Moneybags will belong, in the shit tier. Revenge is a bitch best served cold. Believe it. Date Bayo. My ninja way. What happened to the series Dragon Hunters? I don't know if I'm familiar with Dragon Hunters. It's not one that stands out in my brain right now. Yeah, no, I don't think I know that one at all. Never heard of it, but it looks like people liked it a lot. I'm sure there would be... No, there's not. It's been dead since 2007. Well, it still exists for those seasons, at least. The Floating Islands. I have no memory of that. I don't think I've ever seen it or heard of it. But it looks like it might have been a French animation, which is interesting. Next up on the tier list, Monokuma. Monokuma from the Danganronpa series is like the definition of a little shit. He loves despair, so much so he practically gets off on it. He loves despair, he loves violence, he has a good and bad side as represented by his white and black, cuddly versus evil sides of himself. He has an iconic laughter, the poo-hoo-hoo-hoo, and thrills, kills, whatever he says. I'm forgetting his catchphrases. He is... The thing is, originally... And we're not gonna spoil Danganronpa. Danganronpa is a series that if you ever want to get into it, has a lot of twists and turns throughout it. that carry the series, and saying it all right now is not something that I want to do. That's just, if Danganronpa looks like it appeal to you in any way, shape, or form, definitely check it out. It's a very fun series. It has some rough edges, but it's really delightful. And Monokuma is a little shitbag throughout it. I think he's funny. He goes too far sometimes to make you uncomfortable and unhappy with him, which is part of his nature. It's intentional, but it does kind of mark on his character a little bit. But I do love Monokuma, and he is iconic. So I think that he is going to go... He's done a lot of fucked up things. I'm going to put Monokuma above Freddy Fazbear in Bear Enough. He will live there. He will live in that spot. I think it was French Wakfu too. What happened? Yeah, I've never seen Wakfu either, but I am familiar with that one. I've seen images of it, and it looks rad. Next up, we have Queen Eleanor from Brave. Haven't seen the film. Shit tier. After that, next up we have Mordu, who is also from Brave. From what I understand, Mordu was a prince who was cursed to become a bear, and he was very violent and aggressive and was stuck in that form for so long and caused all kinds of grief to people. He was the absolute menace to society, the antagonist to the film Brave. He got his own little side story. Seems pretty cool. His design is nice and like spooky and a little bit like ghoulish, but as a bear, and he's got all these arrows sticking out of him. He looks pretty cool. We're gonna put him in the Bear Enough tier, I think. He's pretty all right. Straight to shit, baby. I'll watch Brave someday, I swear. Next up, we have Eleanor's shit tier because she tries to force her daughter into marriage because it's tradition. She does save her daughter from Mordu at the end as a bear. You're gonna watch that movie? I will. And I'm glad to hear that my shit tier joke is actually kind of true. She is kind of a shitty person. Like, hey, we stay winning. It is written now. Our next bears are Mushka and Mishka, the two polar bear cubs from Adventure of the Polar Bear Cubs, which is an old Japanese animated movie that my grandma had on VHS in the English dub for it. And I watched that so many times. It was such a weird, silly film about them traveling through the Arctic wasteland, making friends with a prank-loving seal named Aura. And I remember there being some like horrific things that happened in there. But it was also just so soft and lovely, and they're such cute little bears. I love them dearly, and I'm definitely putting them in positively penultimate. It is a not very well-known film. I wouldn't even say it's a good film, and I definitely haven't seen it in at least like 20 years probably. But I have very fond memories of it, and I would love to watch it again someday. So I'm putting them at the bottom of positively penultimate, just for the sake of me not being able to remember well enough where they truly belong. But I love them dearly. Next up, we have Nicolette Peltier, the definitive mama bear from the Dark Hunter book series, a series that I've talked about on stream a couple times, one of my favorite series. It's like 30 books long now. It is a erotic romance novel series, but that's only a part of what the books are. The books are more so an overarching narrative of the Greek gods and the curses they've placed on people and the people who have to suffer through those curses, fighting back against the cursed people, the Apollite race, who are cursed to die at the age of 27. They're essentially vampires because they burn in the sun. But they're cursed to die painfully for over the 24-hour period on their 27th birthday as they slowly decompose unless they take the souls of a human to keep themselves sustained and living for longer. So it's kind of that weird back and forth. And there's the Dark Hunters, who are the army built by Artemis to fight back against these. And there's so much more that goes into the series. Nicolette Peltier here is a werehunter who is she's a person that is in her natural form a bear, a magical bear, but can turn into human, kind of like werewolf type things, but they can do it at will. And she is one of the owners of a safe haven that I don't remember the name of right now, but hers is called Sanctuary. It's a bar and grill, that they run, which is a safe place for anybody to run to, whether they're werehunters, dark hunters, Apollites, humans. Anybody's allowed there for safe haven, and they're not allowed to cause mischief or crime. And the reason she made that is because 2 of her children were brutally murdered by some villains early on in her life. And so she didn't want to see any more of her family get hurt. And she decided to take it upon herself to build up this safe place, primarily, honestly, to protect her own family. Like, she's doing it to protect other people, but these sanctuaries, her sanctuary itself and these sanctuaries themselves, are overseen by a god who has more power than any of the individual creatures around. And so everybody knows it is actually divine law that you do not start shit in one of these sanctuaries, or your ass will be grass. So she made this place to protect people, but her primary goal, her primary motivation is to protect her family, because that's who she cares about most. And along the way, she proves herself to be a woman of dedication, determination, but also she still has heart for other people, and she will still do what she can to help them. And I'm not going to spoil where it goes in the series, but there's a lot of things that happen in the future that is just absolutely fantastic character, truly. A character that I don't think anybody in chat is going to know. I think this is one who is just for me. But I love her. I love her family, and she is absolutely fantastic. She had some dark moments where she gave some of our protagonists during certain books a lot of gruff, but only because she was trying to protect her family. And as soon as she knew her family was safe, she went back to helping them as best she could. Great character. I'm going to put her, honestly, I'm going to say right underneath Yorick in Positively Penultimate. That is where Nicolette Peltier goes. Also, this image just looks like a random stock image of a lady. It's because I pulled it from the Dark Hunter website where they just have random stock images of people, it looks like, to represent the characters. So that's who she is. Next up, we have Nita. Hot Bear from Brother Bear 2. She is the childhood friend of Kanai, who he accidentally made a pact with by giving her his amulet as a youth. And as such, when she is trying to marry the current love of her life, the earth splits between them and will not allow them to be wed until she breaks that pact with Kanai, who is now a bear, of course. She travels to try to find him. They work together to try to break the curse, and along the way, kind of reignite their passion, their friendship, and their love for each other. And so at the end, when she burns the amulet and gets the opportunity to marry the new person, she gets sad. She's fallen back in love with Kanai, which means she's a bear fucker. And honestly, the fact that she wants to fuck the bear, even though we talked about Halcyon earlier being a bear to be fucked, kind of knocks her down a few pegs. And she's a neat character, but I feel like she just doesn't have quite enough going for her to be on the same level as Kanai and Koda. She is the classic added love interest in the second film for these kind of films. So she's a strong, independent young woman. She learns to love beyond the shape of him. That's a beautiful thing. But I just don't think she's anywhere near the same tier as the other two. I think she's going to be bare enough, and I think she'll go behind Magilla Gorilla. Dude got cucked. He did. Dude got super cucked. He was like, I love you too. Except now I'm going to go fuck this bear. I'm sorry, what? Wait, huh? The bear? But also it is really cool that in the scene, she loses her ability to talk to animals, so Kanai basically breaks into her wedding, is just roaring, rah, 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 places his paw, like, I love you. She's like, I know you're saying you love me because you're growling and placing your paw on my titties. And nobody would paw my titties unless they loved me. And I love you too, so I'm going to be a bear forever. Because, of course, Kanai is not going to leave Koda behind. Koda is his blood now. He is his blood brother, regardless of what happens. And he is not going to leave him behind for some wench. He's not going to leave him behind for some pussy. Not to smash puss. He's here for his brother. And if you get some puss on the side, sure. Go ahead. Turn into a bear. We can live happily ever after. But I just need you to know that I'm not going to not be a bear. Bear fucker gang. I feel like as a character, she doesn't have enough going. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, she's got some stuff going for her, but she is that classic. Like, so many of these kind of animated films do that, where they have a sequel, where they just add a romantic love interest to them, where the first one didn't even have that kind of idea at all. It wasn't a part of it. And they're like, you know what? This new one, they need a love interest. They need somebody new now. It's no longer about friendship or brotherhood or family. It's about getting some banging in there. They need a bang, I think. Yeah. I can tell you love me because you're growling and placing your paw on my titties. If that's all it fucking takes, we have problems. I mean, hey, for some people it kind of works out, right? So crucial to add romance. Yeah. Yeah, they like I don't inherently hate it because I am a lover of romance and so many things. I think it's very sweet and nice to have that kind of thing and have that more development and growth, but it always feels kind of tacked on. Where it's like, "Oh, well, we want to make a sequel of this. How do we do that?" Well, I don't know, add a romance subplot. And just so many films do that, and it just feels kind of cheap in a way. Speaking of cheap, next up we have Oho, the tiny bear that lives. Hold on. Choking on French fry. All right, we're good. Oho is the tiny bear that lives in the same big blue house as Bear Blue House. They are not related, though. They are not related in any way, shape, or form. It's just a tiny bear that lives there. She can play guitar. She has a little stuffed animal called Snow Bear, which is a little weird for a bear to have a bear, maybe. But I guess it's not actually that weird. All kinds of people have people dolls. So it makes sense. But she's another one of those kind of precocious children types who are there to kind of stir up trouble sometimes and be a little cutesy thing for if you need to have a younger presence on the show. Very similar to like Cloud Kicker or Kid Cloud Kicker type of characters. But I think Oho just doesn't have as much going for them. They're better than Baby Bear, so they're going to go down to embarrassing, but they're going to stay right around here, I think, in the embarrassing tiers where Oho goes. You got broken in Disney by Brave, so we love that. And they kept getting broken with Frozen for the most part, so we love that. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, Frozen gets a bad rep sometimes by people. I enjoy the film a lot. It's not a perfect film by any means, but I think it's really cool that the primary theme of Frozen throughout all of it isn't about romance. Like, there is obviously Kristoff, there is love there, but that's not the heart of the series. The heart of it is the familial bond between Elsa and Anna and their sisterly love for each other. Like that, like it's a little cheesy in some ways, I suppose, but the fact that the true loves kiss and everything that happened in there was between Elsa and Anna because they are forever bonded by their sisterhood and they just love each other so much is just really beautiful. And I think Frozen is a cool, fun film. Frozen 2 is a little bit of a mess, but still pretty neat. It's got some good stuff in it. Next up on the list, we have Oksana. Oksana is the bear in Borat. Borat is in America trying to find his lady love, Pamela Anderson, and along the way, he realizes America is a dangerous place and he needs some protection. So he tries to buy a gun, but isn't able to get one. And so he goes the next logical route and purchases a bear to travel along with them in their ice cream van, who will be their protection bear. It'll be their safety bear, their concealed carry bear, concealed berry, if you will. And of course, Oksana is, funnily enough, named after Borat's wife, who passes away while he's on this trip. She dies because she was killed by a bear. So the fact that he gets a bear, names the bear Oksana, which is his wife's name, who was killed by a bear, is just a really funny, like, subtle back and forth there that I really enjoy, actually. Borat is a film that is questionable in terms of content, but has some really interesting and very funny moments in it. And of course, Oksana eventually disappears in the film and isn't mentioned at all, but you can see her head being kept in the refrigerator in a hotel room later on. So just off screen, she gets murdered and eaten at some point, which is just another just ridiculous way for this to go. Oksana is a fun character, doesn't have a lot of character to them, but they are fun. I think the elements surrounding Oksana's existence carry it into Bear Enough at least. They're going to go above Freddy Fazbear and Bear Enough is where Oksana's going to go. Next up, we have Paddington Bear. Paddington Bear, I've not seen the film, is originally a series of books written by a man who purchased a bear for his wife because he loved her a lot and he wanted this bear to have a home. And he wrote this series about this kind of refugee bear where there's like danger and bloodshed, and this refugee bear just needs a home, needs somewhere to stay safe. And he got the idea from actual like refugee children from World War II who would be left in like train stations because their parents were able to get them out of the danger zone, but they couldn't get themselves out. So they were abandoned and they were orphaned at that point. And they would like have sometimes notes on them that just say like, hey, please take care of this child, give them a home. And that's what Paddington is, a refugee bear wearing a cute hat, a little raincoat type thing, and has a note on it that says, please take care of this bear. He traveled long and hard to get to this place to be adopted and go on little shenanigans. Interestingly enough, he breaks the genre convention by not being a bear that loves to eat honey. He is a bear that loves to eat marmalade, which is a nice change of pace. And he's adorable. I decided not to take the book or the film image. All of these images I chose very carefully from the options that were provided to me. I chose the original book image, which is an absolutely beautiful, cute, adorable little drawing. Very precious bear. I don't have a lot of personal attachment to Paddington, so I don't think they're going to make it too far up because of that, but I do love their story, and I love the meaning behind them. And the design is iconic. Honestly, I'm going to put them at the bottom of Positively Penultimate. Paddington is bottom of Positively Penultimate. I think they've earned that. Paddington is cute as fuck. Movie is different from the books by a lot, but that's an image from the books, so go with that. Fair enough. Totally valid. Maybe I'll check out the films at some point. Next up, we have Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen. Panda from... I've not seen Jujutsu Kaisen yet. I have not read it. It's something I want to get to. So I don't know everything that's going on with this character. I did a very cursory wiki search. They're kind of a side character, so I didn't feel too bad reading about it. I didn't get like a lot of major spoilers. From what I understand, Panda is not a real person. Panda is a cursed construct, like a golem of some kind made by somebody through cursed power, I think. And it's very similar to Kuma in the sense that they are a capable of fighting bear, although they aren't actually a real bear. They are a created entity, which honestly I think loses them some cool points. Kuma, I think, is cooler by virtue of being a bear that learned martial arts, whereas Panda themselves is just something that was created and is very good at what they do. They have cursed power by being a cursed being, but just they're kind of made for that, you know? So I feel like that loses them some points here. I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen. A lot of people have. It's just one of those things that I was like, I need to read this when the manga was kind of building up, and eventually got an anime announcement, and I was like, I should watch that. And then I kept going, and then I got a second anime, and everybody's popping off. I'm like, I still need to get to that someday. So someday, somewhere I will. Pandas, no pandas. Okay, if I say what panda is, might be a spoiler. I mean, aren't they like a cursed entity? I did a quick wiki search. If it's kind of a spoiler, I might be careful. Yeah, Golem Teddy, 3 cores. Yep. He's got cores in him, little golem. Yeah, there's I saw the cores. There's like Triceratops and something else as well. Again, haven't seen the film, so I don't fully understand all of it, but they're a golem, which I think is cool. I think being a golem is very cool, but I think being a bear created for fighting is not as cool as a bear capable of learning how to fight. So I think Panda is going to be dropped down to... Panda will exist... in Bear Enough. They are Bear Enough, I would say. Panda's fantastic. Panda seems decent. Maybe once I watch the actual show, once I get around to that, I might have a bit of a different perspective on it. We'll kind of see where it goes from there. So many bears. It is true indeed. There are many, many bears. Hello, Penguin. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. Thank you for stopping in. Are you finished with work now? Hope you're doing well. Excuse me. Gives point loss in the B note, not even a real bear, but a puppet. And only one of the 3 parts of his bear. Yeah, that's where I was like, he seems very cool, but for the purpose of our list, I feel like he drops down a little bit for that. Like, I'm sure when I watch the show, I'll probably be like, yo, Panda's rad. I love Panda. This is cool. Right now, just knowing what I know about them, it's like, being a golem is pretty neat. but I don't really know if they belong top tier, for me at least. Sweltering hot and I'm home. Well, welcome home. Hopefully it's not too hot in your home. Stay nice and cool. Take care of yourself. Speaking of pandas, next up we have Panda from Tekken. Panda was originally actually like a palette swap for Kuma. Basically had the same move set. Eventually kind of took some different moves, I think. They are the bodyguard for a very particular character. They rebuff the advances of Kuma, who is in love with them. So it's kind of like the opposite of the Yogi Bear, Cindy Bear dynamic. But I don't think Kuma's like I don't think it's like his main defining feature. I'm not sure. Again, very limited knowledge about Tekken. But I think because Panda's more of a palette swap and a defining part of... Like, when I read Kuma's wiki, it didn't mention anything in there about him, like, pursuing Panda. Whereas when I read Panda's wiki, it mentions that as, like, a defining character trait of hers, is that she gets pursued by Panda or Kuma and rebuffs him. Which is kind of like... You need more than that, girl. Come on. Be your own person. So Panda, I think, is going to drop down to embarrassing compared to Kuma. We're going to have Panda down in... we'll have Panda above Cindy Bear. Kind of in that embarrassing tier. My penguin self is dying! No! What a cool bear. There are a lot of cool bears around here. My bear's ranked high. They did indeed. Definitely didn't go to shit tier for a single second. Next up we have Party Pat from Adventure Time. Party Pat is a really interesting character, living in the body and belly of a beast, and is the leader, ostensibly, of the Party Bears. A bunch of people who just want to party and have a good time, but he is such a chill dude who has such like a relaxed demeanor and just likes to laze around and have a good time, but also party and prank. He was also the MC during the Rap Bear and Finn rap contest, which I forgot about Rap Bear until towards the end, so I'm going to kind of lump Rap Bear and Son of Rap Bear into the Party Pat section as kind of tied together. He's pretty cool. I don't mind him. I don't hate him at all. He's a little creepy in a fun way, but he's also chill. I think Party Pat's going to go... Honestly, Party Pat's going to go above Kick Cloud Kicker and Bear Enough. Party Pat's a relatively chill dude. Leader of the Party Bears. Good times. What would you rate Winston from Overwatch on the bear scale? Winston from Overwatch, he's very smart, very intelligent, almost to his detriment. He go monkey mode, which is really funny for a bear to do, especially a bear of his nature and stature. He also wears glasses, which I think is cool. He'd probably be in the bear enough category somewhere, I think. Nice kind of middle of the road, sort of. Hello, Fishing. Welcome to the stream. How is it going? I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. Thanks for stopping in. Fishing asks, where is the most influential bear? The Coca-Cola polar bear. Did I mention polar bears are the most dangerous and lethal bears? The Coca-Cola bear is right here, in the positively penultimate tier, right near the top. Don't worry, they're right there. They exist. They exist and they are near the top tier. Because I love them. I love them dearly. But thanks for stopping in, Fishing. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Winston gets extra points for saying how embarrassing. Oh yeah, he makes bear pun. Embarrassing? I get it. That makes sense. That's pretty funny. Speaking of bears who are funny, our next bear on the tier list is Bear Grylls. So Bear Grylls is a bear who is well known for his survival shows. He was a former army guy who learned a lot about how to survive in the wilderness and put out a bunch of shows. Like Man vs. Wild is his most well-known TV show, where he goes out into insane climates and environments and ecosystems and tries to survive with bare minimum. Bare minimum. Funny, because he's a bear. The thing about Bear Grylls is even though he is a very accomplished survivalist and he's a rather handsome, charming bear, he also is very well known for the idea of drinking his own piss. I know that's primarily a meme. It's not nearly as actually like reality as it might seem. It's mostly a meme, but the fact that it's such a prevalent meme means that in our realities, he is a piss drinker. That's all he does, all he do. And piss drinkers are simply kind of embarrassing. So Bear Grylls is going to be dropping down to the embarrassing tier list, but he's going to be a little bit more on the upper side. I think Bear Grylls can go... Bear Grylls will go above Dancing Bear and embarrassing. That's where Bear Grylls belongs. Sorry, I'm blind. No worries at all. There's a lot of bears on this list. There are a lot of bears and still more to come, so I don't fault you in any way, shape, or form for not being able to pick out where they are on the list. It's all about the piss. It's all about the piss. It's all the piss. No trouble. A little piss bear. Gotta go for now. Time to watch TV as I gotta get off my PC. Absolutely. Take care, Deathlock. What are you gonna be watching? Anything in particular? Regardless, I hope you have a wonderful time. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while. I hope that you have a wonderful, fantastic, fun, relaxing evening. Take many cares. Happy America Day, you're Americans. Happy America Day to all the Americans. My apologies to all the Canadians shortly after Canada Day, shit-talking the Toronto Maple Leafs mascot as much as I did. But more than that, it's really the fault of your local sports team that you care about specifically, whoever it is that you are. They suck. Watching The Flash. Oh, neat. I hope you have a good time with that. Hope there's some fun adventures they go through. Fried chicken explosives. Very tasty. Wildfires. Yeah, we got plenty of those. They're good. Speaking of wildfires, our next bear is Petey the Sexual Harassment Panda from South Park. Petey the Sexual Harassment Panda goes around to kind of give pep talks to people and let them know about the dangers of sexual harassment and how sexual harassment itself is such a bad thing, it makes him a sad panda, right? So I think he has a very good message he wants to send. Eventually he moves on to the Petey the Don't Sue People panda, which I think loses a little bit of its spark. Honestly, I think defending against sexual harassment is a very powerful statement. We don't want him to be a sad panda. I know if we ranked him down in the shit or embarrassing tiers, he'd probably be a very sad panda. But unfortunately, that's kind of where he belongs because he's not very effectual at what he does. Aside from when he tells people not to sue people, he does a little bit better there. So we're going to put Petey down in shit tier. Right down there. Petey the Sexual Harassment Panda. Who's a sad panda now? It's you little shit. Go do American things. Absolutely. Take care. It's getting later in the evening, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to pop off to do their pop-offs for their America days. Take care, loco. Thanks for hanging out for a while. I appreciate seeing you around. Have plenty of fun. While we're on the topic of pandas, next up we do have Po Ping, the Kung Fu Panda himself, voiced by Jack Black in a series of films of which I don't know if I've even seen the second one yet. I need to check those out at some point. But he is a bear who has so much strength, so much charisma, so much energy. He worked to get to where he is. He was not anything but a little silly noodle boy for so long, but he put in the effort to become a master kung fu artist. And every day, Po Ping is smashing puss. In one way or another, he is smashing puss. It is something that works on so many levels, a statement that works on so many different layers with how he is smashing puss. Whether it is the leopards or the demon cat people that he's fighting and smashing and crushing with his paws, or whether he's actually smashing that tiger puss. This is Po Ping, a man of pure power. Every day he's shuffling, and every day he is making it all the way up to the honeypot. I think Po Ping belongs right up here. I'm going to slap him down up in the honeypot. The puss smasher himself. So many levels and so many layers. Fishy says, teasing my Canadian best friend that we're the best as we beat Medicare first. USA! Believe it. We did it. Databeo. Thank you, Puppy, for your celebrations. I don't think there's going to be many fireworks going off around me because it's kind of a rainy day for me. It's cloudy, weather's a little iffy, so I don't think there's going to be many fireworks today. Which means they'll probably end up coming out like tomorrow or the day after or something. I don't know if they delay or how that works. I don't really follow along with that much. Violet says they're doing the most American thing I can think of for a day like today, watching Guevara, killing zombies, planning a trip to go get various flavors of popsicles, trying not to sweat to death. Those all sound like very important and fun things for you. I hope that the popsicles end up going well and you don't melt along the way. And I hope that your zombie killing is going fantastically. Poe is a real goat? Absolutely. Wait, Poe's a goat? I thought he was a bear. Well, now we'll leave him where he is for now. Him being a goat won't detract from his bearness, I suppose. Po Ping Push Smasher. Exactly. That is his full title. His full title is Master Po Ping Push Smasher, which is kind of a tongue twister. Master Po Ping Push Smasher. Nailed it. he's based for being willing to risk it all for food. Absolutely. He will risk it all just for that food, which I do not deny in any way, shape, or form. He needs it, and it's tasty, and he is on the right side of history there. Fireworks have been going on here since 11 a.m. Holy shit, that sucks, Violet. That's so much. People get a little over the top with it, honestly. Especially in local areas. They need to be a little bit better about that. Fishing asks, do you have the bears from the Command & Conquer Red Alert series? I do not, but I also have never actually played Command & Conquer Red Alert, so they probably wouldn't have made it too high on the list. I don't have necessarily all bears that exist on here, but I have all the ones that I'm vaguely familiar with enough to kind of slap in here, and that I was able to find through Google searches. So there are a couple missing ones we've seen already, but there's still over 80 bears on here, which is a pretty good collection. Thank you, Pongman, for the happy affiliate anniversary. I appreciate that. Cool hat. It is a cool hat. It's Twitch's fun little party hat they give everybody to use on the affiliate anniversary. How many gallons of the hat? At least 4. 4-gallon hat. 4-gallon party hat. Big. Big. Speaking of big, next up we have Pookie. Pookie is from Garfield. Pookie is Garfield's favorite toy. His stuffed animal, which through the series of Garfield is shown to potentially actually be a sentient creature who is just locked in place and cannot move. Cannot move physically very well, at least, because there is a scene where Pookie rollerblades across the screen, and John's like, haha, that's silly, Garfield must be playing. Then realizes Garfield is in an entirely different room. In addition to that, at one point, Pookie sheds a tear for Garfield, and Pookie seems to have some sort of thought processes. Pookie is an unknown eldritch monstrosity who is causing issues, causing problems, causing struggles, but is also cute as fuck and has the name Pookie. So honestly, with Garfield, with Pookie, with everything that makes Pookie what they are, I think Pookie is going to be making it up to positively penultimate tier. They don't have enough character to really push on through into the future, but I love their name, I love their design, I love the weird kind of horrific existence that they exist in, that they persist in. What a cool bear. Very cool bears around here. Yaguai. I will not be spoiling anything that is on the list. I'll tell you if things aren't on the list, which in itself tells you what will end up being on the list. They're kind of in alphabetical order, so you'll find out soon enough. Speaking of alphabetical order, next up we have Rebecca Cunningham, who helps to keep things in order in the Tailspin series, because she is a business lady, she is smart, she is entrepreneurial, she knows how to run a business, she does still care about people, cares a lot about Baloo. There's kind of an on-again, off-again relationship with him. They kind of have a little bit of a family dynamic with Kid as a son of some sorts. But what she cares most about is actually money. She loves money to the detriment sometimes of herself and people around her. When I was reading the wiki, it reminded me that she does a lot of things for the bit being trying to earn as much money as she can. So she's a little bit selfish and greedy in that way, which I think loses her a few points. She's kind of like Moneybags. She's like Moneybags, but hotter and more entrepreneurial, puts more work in herself to get to where she is, and is a smart, intelligent lady, which we do love cool, smart, intelligent ladies. She's going to be popping into Bear enough, I think. And she'll be above Nita. She has a little bit more agency. But she's kind of a... But she has more agency than Nita, I feel like. But she causes trouble with her love of money. So she's going to be Bear enough, kind of that middle upper area. Mm-hmm. Bears, bears, bears. I love money too. Get it, queen. I mean, we do all love money. I can't deny that. Next up, we have Real Akuma, a Sanrio character who is defined by their laziness and desire to just lay around and do nothing, which I can kind of relate to, sort of. I like the idea of it, but it's not something I ever do. So, like, they're cute, and they encourage people to... From what I read, it sounds like they have an aura of chill around them that causes everybody to just kind of chill out, chillax, relax, and lays around themselves, which is interesting. But I don't know if they have a whole lot going for them beyond just their existence of being a sleepy bear, of which there are plenty of bears who are comfy and cozy and have more going on for them. So I think Real Akuma might actually be down in the embarrassing tier. We're going to put them above those. Above Disco Bear. Right there, I think, is where Real Akuma's going to take. Whoa, hot take. Is it? I don't know. I don't know if any of my takes are hot. I don't know what's popular. You think I talk to people? You think I know what people think? Well, let me tell you what I think. What I think is that Rupert is shit tier. This Stuart Little looking ass bear, who is barely a bear in my opinion, and changes his fur color based on how they want to save money on their illustration techniques. He wears his stupid fucking red sweater, his little fucking silly yellow scarf. I think he's got yellow pants too. He's a silly, stupid Stuart Little motherfucker ass, and he's going to shit tier straight away. But he's going to the upper end of shit tier because actually his stories are pretty interesting from what I understand and go across like a full world with a lot of really interesting adventures and world building and strange occurrences. But still, shit tier. Fuck Rupert. Excuse me, I can't believe this. What? You a big Rupert fan? You like Rupert? See, Stuart Little came first in my brain. So he's aping Stuart Little's style. Little shit. I do. Well, hey, I barely know anything about Rupert. I barely know anything about Rupert. Other than he's a little fucking nerd. And he belongs shit tier. That's all I know. Next up, we have Sleepy Time Bear. Sleepy Time Bear is the mascot for the tea brand. With a Sleepy Time Bear. He's got his very comfy little aesthetic here. It's a beautiful drawing, a beautiful illustration. Fantastic design. Iconic in so many ways, shapes, and form. Honestly, Sleepy Time Bear is just getting jumped straight up to the honey pot. Right above Halcyon is where Sleepy Time Bear belongs. Sleepy Time Bear is one of the best of the best. I love Sleepy Time Bear. They might actually belong a little bit further up even. Like just the design aesthetic. No, we're going to leave them there. That's where they belong, in the honey pot, right there. Next up we have Smitten. Smitten is a Beanie Baby. Smitten was a Beanie Baby that had pink fur mixed in with some like white fur. So they had kind of this like little splotchy sort of fur color that it had variants throughout it. They have a little pink ribbon. They are an adorable, precious bear, and they were one of my favorite Beanie Babies that I actually owned myself. I had a few of the little like tag protectors because so many people were collecting Beanie Babies, and my family was one of them as well. I, as a child, played with my Beanie Babies, except for Smitten. Smitten I played with sparingly because I loved them so much. I was smitten with them. I put the little plastic protector around their tag. Their fur was so soft, and it stayed soft because they actually had like a texture to it, unlike some of the other Beanie Baby bears, which just were like that kind of plush felt type. They're so soft. They're so precious. I love the kind of mixing, mashing of fur. It's really lovely. So Smitten is definitely going up into the positively penultimate. They don't have character to them, so they're not going to go too far up. But that personal connection is going to push them above all of these into this tier, actually. They're going to go above them, kind of the middle of the road is where Smitten's going to belong in the positively penultimate. It's so cute. Yeah, that's just true. It's the truth. I've made a little spot for them to sit on my shelf where they could stay safe and stay soft. And that's why I didn't play with them a whole lot, because I wanted them to stay soft as long as they could. Next up, we have Snuggle Bear. Snuggle Bear is a fabric softener spokesperson bear who is most notable for existing within that. It was like a World of Tanks ad or something, I think, where it wasn't actually for the fabric softener. It was just a bear that looked like Snuggle Bear. But Snuggle Bear is a very comfy, cozy one, but also has a huge ass 7 head. Like, look at that. Look how huge its cranium is. It has to have like a dozen tumors in there to exist that way. Probably because it's drinking fabric softener all day, every day. Doesn't it know it should be drinking bleach? Fabric softener is not supposed to go into the human body. Snuggle Bear drops right down to shit tier. We're going to drop Snuggle Bear right down here in shit tier, where they belong. What a comfy World of Tanks bear, maybe. It might not have been World of Tanks. I don't actually know what it was from. Next up, we have Sonia Bear. Or Sonia the Bear, I should say. From Madagascar 3, I believe. Where King Julian finds this circus bear wearing a pink tutu, knows how to ride a tricycle. very capable in their talents, but very monotone and kind of bland in their personality. They are a absolute queen and princess, and Julia and her deserve to live long lives happily ever after. But as a bear who's capable of doing a lot of things, I feel like she is kind of in the same range, embarrassing up here, where she's a little more capable. We'll put her between Cindy Bear and Sonia Bear, as a bear who exists to be a love interest to some degree, but has a little bit more going on for her. Who said love is dead? It's not. It's real with King Julian and Sonia. Next up, we have another mascot, this time being Sugar Bear from Honey Crisp cereal, I believe is what it is, which is a very tasty cereal. He's a cool bear who wears a nice sweater all the time. He wants to just feed you cereal, make sure you get all the sugar you need, which in my case, I need a lot of sugar. Problem being, he doesn't have a whole lot of character. He's kind of a weird guy. Like, he's got that turtleneck and chain sort of energy, which I don't hate. And I do like Sugar Crisp with cereal. So you know what, fuck it. We're putting him in Bear Enough. I do like Sugar Crisp. They're a tasty cereal. We're putting him up here. He's going to be right above Mordu. That's where Sugar Bear can belong. We're actually getting pretty close to the end of the list down here. We're getting there. So next up we have Ted. Ted is from the film series Ted, which I've seen only the first one from, but he has a very fun character. Like, the Ted films are very interesting. They have kind of a rude and crude sense of humor sometimes, but they also have some very funny moments. And the animation in it can be really wild. Like, the fight scene between Ted and Mark Wahlberg's character is incredibly well, like, animated, and it's so violent and aggressive and really funny. And Ted himself is just a silly guy who, being the bear he is, the tiny bear, makes the things he does very funny, the vulgar things. I kind of love Ted, honestly. He's not a honeypot, but I feel like he belongs in Positively Penultimate. I kind of love Ted. I think the fight scenes alone bring him up to the Positively Penultimate area. I'm going to put him right here in Positively Penultimate. I think that's where Ted can belong. Bear enough indeed. It's bear enough. Speaking of bear enough, here we have Teddy Ruxpin. I keep grabbing the wrong ones. Here we have Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin was a toy, a creepy bear doll that would tell you stories. He's got horrifying eyes that stare into your soul. He has a mouth that will devour your flesh. If you leave him unattended, he will eat you and your entire family. But also he tells stories to people. But the stories themselves are some classic, like, ridiculous fanfic, my cool OC world building style, ridiculous child stories that don't have, like, any sense to them from what I've been able to tell. I never had a Teddy Ruxpin. I haven't heard any of the stories, but I read some synopses of them. And just the horrifying Furby nature of him, while not being as cool and horrifying as a Furby, drops him down into shit tier. Teddy Ruxpin is going to go down all the way below the country bears, which still leaves Bear as our worst bear, of course. There's no bear worse than Bear. How embarrassing. Can't believe it. He is shit. Teddy Ruxpin, absolute shit. Next up, we have Terry. Terry is from the Amazing World of Gumball, a show that I think is incredible in the way it is produced. There are so many different animation styles and aesthetics and ways that they partake in the world and the stories and the way it all blends together, and the tone and jokes and character writing is all absolutely fantastic. I love Amazing World of Gumball. It's such a huge, amazing show. It fills my heart with joy. And Terry is a precious bean. They are a little paper-drawn bear who is they're like a hypochondriac, kind of, where they're very concerned about germs. They believe they're always going to get sick and it's dangerous, but they very slowly kind of learn to get over that, and they learn how to be a better friend to everybody around them, and they're just so precious. Just this flat little piece of paper with a cute little bear drawn on it. Terry is adorable. I love Terry. They're going to go down into the kind of lower end of positively penultimate, because their fear of germs does cause them to cause some grief for their friends sometimes, but they're just so precious. Look at them. They're so cute. Still need to watch Gumball as a whole because all I've seen about it is insane. It is absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I've seen all of it. I've seen most of it at least, and I would definitely highly recommend it. It's really phenomenal. Like, the way they go about their storytelling and the characters is super fun. It's super fun. There are some really emotionally resonant episodes as well in moments. It's good stuff. I like it a lot. Next up, we have Tim the Bear from The Cleveland Show. Tim the Bear is Cleveland's neighbor, one of his neighbors and best friends, who just works at I think he works an IT job or a call center job. And he has a family. He is technically a bear, but he doesn't really have a whole lot going for him. His main defining feature is that he is a bear, but he's just a normal guy, which I think is pretty funny. That's kind of the only thing keeping him out of shit tier, is that I think it's kind of funny that he exists as a guy who just happens to be a bear. So we're going to leave him up in the embarrassing tier. Kind of, yeah, I'll put him right there in embarrassing. He's Tim the Bear. He exists. He works an office job. He works a 9 to 5. He likes to unwind later on. He's just a guy. He's the most just a guy of all the bears here. Next up, we have Trinket. Trinket is from Critical Role as well as the Legends of Vox Machina show. Trinket is the Beastmaster Ranger. Vexalia. My brain melted again for a moment. Vexalia, her bear companion is this. She raised him from a cub. They lived a life of suffering early on. She kind of raised him back up, brought him back up to strength, made him stronger, got him armor. He's a big, strong boy. He's the best boy. There have been some... He's brought to life, really, by Matt Mercer. Anytime they cast, like, Speak with Animals when he talks as Trinket. Absolutely adorable, precious being. Very good, very strong, very capable, and absolutely a phenomenal bear. Love them dearly. They're kind of just... Do I like them? They're very similar to Yorick Burnison. But honestly, Yorick Burnison has a bit more personality and individualism. But Trinket, I love more with my heart. So I think Trinket is going to go... I love their name, too. Trinket is such a cute little name. Trinket is going in the top of positively penultimate, I think. Nope, you know what? Trinket is making it into the honeypot. Trinket is making it into the honeypot. Above Little Bear. That's where Trinket's going to belong. Trinket is the Ranger. Trinket is not the Ranger. Trinket is the Beastmaster companion of the Ranger Vexalia. Mercer, I love you, Smash. Yep, Smash Matt Mercer. What a beautiful being. Beautiful soul. Love that guy. Next up, we have Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is one of the most iconic bears that exists in the world. He was a huge part of my childhood. I loved Winnie the Pooh. I have a Tigger stocking because the series I loved so dearly that I still use for Christmas with my mom. Winnie the Pooh I watched so many of the films and TV episodes. I had some of the books. Winnie the Pooh is iconic. He is stuffed with love. He is stuffed to the brim. He is absolutely fantastic. He is a honeypot for sure. And honestly, Winnie the Pooh is going to be taking Baloo's place finally. All the way down here, we have overtaken Baloo with Winnie the Pooh as our top tier honeypot bear right now. Mercer's great. So many voices. So good play. Absolutely. I agree sincerely and dearly. Next up, we have Winnie the Pooh. This Winnie the Pooh is from Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. I recently watched Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, and I haven't taken the opportunity to really talk about that. And I'm not going to do that now because we're not going to break down all of the things that happen in that film right now. You can look forward to me wandering in the wasteland maybe on Sunday while I'm wandering around and might talk about Blood and Honey 2. But Winnie the Pooh from Blood and Honey is that classic, hey, this fun, charming, wholesome thing is public domain now. Let's make a horrific horror film about it because that's the easiest, edgiest, funniest thing to do. Which is kind of a dumb idea, but I can't deny that they got me with it. It's so cheesy. It's so ridiculous. It has actually incredible practical effects throughout both films, though the CG is garbage tier. It has a ridiculous story that barely makes sense, but in Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 starts building even more and more. I'm really excited, honestly, to see more of the Twisted Childhood universe. There are actually a surprising number of people who are upset that it exists, because like, just leave it alone, leave it wholesome, why do you gotta do this? Or like, not even that, but like, it's boring. Like, it's boring to just make a bloody horror film, make it edgy. Why don't you do something different with it? Make it a romantic comedy, or make it like something else. Like, why does it have to be some bloody violent action flick? And like, I don't disagree, but I still enjoy it. So honestly, this Winnie the Pooh, for being a ridiculous, strong guy who still loves honey, but wants to murder everybody around him and will do so, gets his ass beat but does not stay down, is ruthless. He's pretty funny, and the mask is kind of terrifying. He is going... Sorry, it's not a mask, it's his real face. He is going in positively penultimate, I think. I think I love him a lot. Honestly, my love for this Winnie the Pooh doesn't make sense. I shouldn't love them as much as I do. It is not a good film, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm really excited to see more. He might even make it up to the honey pot. Honestly, this Winnie the Pooh might make it up into the honey pot. How far can he go in the honey pot? I shouldn't love him this much, but I do. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, this Winnie the Pooh is rad. I mean, part of it's just that Winnie the Pooh themselves is so near and dear to my heart. They're going into the honey pot. They're going above Halcyon, but under Sleepy Time Bear. I think that feels good. That feels right. I can accept this, and I can work with this. Why make it edgy? Just answer, you wouldn't get it, and take a drag on your smoke. You wouldn't get it. It's not for you, kid. You're not on the same level as us. Like, I really don't disagree with the whole idea of, like, why are you doing this? It's kind of dumb and doesn't need to happen. Do something different and more creative with it. But I love my schlocky horror, and I think it's really fun and interesting. It's not a mask! No, of course not. Whoa, can you believe it? And we're getting down to the bottom tier here. Or the bottom last few, I should say. Next up, we have Yao Guais from Fallout, the irradiated bears who are always terrifying. Their meat and flesh is delicious and tasty, though. It gives you a little bit of rads, but increases your strength significantly. The way they run around, the way they lunge at you is scary. The first time I entered the Yao Guai cave, when I was playing Fallout back in the day, it was definitely a terrifying time. Slowly sneaking through the caves, hiding behind things, trying not to catch the attention of too many of these. They're a little bit easier to kill now, but they're still very strong. They have a really unique design where it's like, it's bear enough, but it's just slightly wrong. Like, its limbs feel a little too long. Its flesh is melted. It looks kind of nasty. It's scary. I kind of love the Yao Guai as a concept. And because Fallout is one of my big favorites, they're actually going to be jumping into positively penultimate, I think. Above all these other ones, whether they don't have the character to them, but Fallout 3 itself means so much to me. I think they're going to make it up here. Maybe. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going for it. Bottom of positively penultimate. Can't go much further just because they don't have any actual character to them. But as a concept and a design, I adore it. Answer is usually really simple. Money. Yep, horror films, it's really easy to make money off of them. And films like Blood and Honey are going to make money. More like Blood and Money, am I right? Yao Guais are so big and so strong. Yeah, they are. They're so big and so strong. And now our penultimate bear, Yogi Bear himself. He's got his iconic hat and tie. He just loves those picnic baskets. Hey, boo-boo, let's go get some picnic baskets. I can't do accents or voices or impressions. Don't make fun of me. He is definitely my favorite of the Yogi Bear crew. He is rebellious. He is kind of a cunt. He's kind of a silly guy. He's charming in the way he speaks. He's definitely above Cinny Bear, definitely above Boo Boo Bear. He's in Bear Enough at least. Let's go get some picnic baskets. He is at least above... I did go to Yogi Bear State Park as well, Jellystone Park, I think, recently, a couple years ago in Kentucky. Yogi Bear is going to go in... He's going to go above Fozzie Bear, below Kuma, in Bear Enough. That's where Yogi Bear is going to fall. How iconic. We never make fun of you. It's adorable. I love it. I've never made fun of. I'm so cool and fresh, and everybody thinks I'm really rad. I'm really radical. A Yogi horror movie would be wild. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. Let's go rip some dicks off, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo, let's go rip a dick basket. That being said, we are now on our final ranking. The last bear that we have, Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear, another iconic one, telling you that only you can prevent forest fires. Wearing his hat, and Smokey the Bear actually wears pants, I think. But he's also so aggressive about us stopping forest fires. Like, why is it our job to stop forest fires? And in fact, forest fires are a part of the natural cycle of life and death. It burns down to make room for new undergrowth to build back up from there. Like, yes, there are a bunch of dumbasses shooting off fireworks in the middle of the mountains during the dry season who are causing fires who shouldn't. But who are you to tell me it's my job? Who do you think you are? You're a little aggressive. You're a little wrong. And I don't like the fact that you just wear pants. Smokey the Bear is dropping down to shit tier bear. Smokey the Bear is a shit tier bear. You heard it here first, folks. Smokey the Bear, shit. Puppy loves forest fires. Don't we all kind of love forest fires? Now that is wild. What do you mean? You've been shocked by so many of my picks here. Forest fires are mostly human-made. We destroy enough life spaces. It's true, but they actually went away from Smokey the Bear because of his aggressive tendencies and his reasoning for saying he made people believe all forest fires are bad and not a natural occurrence. Like, people definitely need to stop what they have done to cause forest fires, but forest fires themselves are not inherently bad. And the people who worked with Smokey the Bear, the campaigns running him, went away from it because he was such an aggressive force, and they've kind of discontinued Smokey the Bear for a reason. I'm on the right side of history here. I'm on the right side of history. Forest fires are incredibly fast and dangerous, so it makes sense for us to prevent it, just like avalanches. Yes. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, hey, go start a fire. It's going to be great. I'm saying that Smokey the Bear's tactics are not correct and not the right way to go about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, hey, who wants to take these bottle rockets and go fight in the dry woods? Let's go have fun. Not like that. Forest fires are incredibly bad. California and Canada, the very recent history, have suffered horribly from them and has ruined people's lives and livelihoods. It's destroyed plenty of forests that didn't need to have that destruction happen to them from people who are stupid and don't know how to control themselves, their fire. But Smokey the Bear is not it. He's iconic. The only you can prevent forest fires is iconic, but this is not a list of most iconic bears. They're shocking. Is it okay if I made you a present? Sure, absolutely. What's up? Fire, fire, fire. What do you mean not? I have to unpack the gasoline for my truck. Also, there I go, my weekend plans. I mean, a little gasoline in the forest never hurt anybody. There are 0 stories out there about gasoline causing any sort of danger or damage in the forest. Not once, not never. Check Discord, I can do this. Oh, those are really cute. Those are actually really precious, Violet. Those are super sweet. Hold on. I will definitely put these on for you. You made those? Those are so lovely. And I like that you made them slightly transparent so that they work as what they need to be as well. Took me like 10 minutes. I mean, they're beautifully done. They're beautifully realized. Absolutely wonderful. And these will definitely be something that will come in handy from time to time. I finally have a new pair that I can wear. So my cool guy glasses don't have to just be my 2008 glasses. Now we have these bear glasses made by none other than Violet Ignitis herself. There we go. They look fantastic. You did an amazing job with that. Thank you very much. These are really sweet. We got some new cool glasses. Shoutouts to Violet Ignitis. Do not fear to listen here and check out Violet Ignitis, a woman on fire, a woman that is fire. She has passion, she has drive, she's amazing, entertaining, powerful, no rust, all shine, and a blazing inferno inside. You'll love her. She is streaming on and off this summer season for her summer break from college, playing some cool Sly Cooper, as well as some Dead Space, and some other things along the way. She streams, I believe, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are the ideas for the weeks, and it kind of ebbs and flows depending on life circumstances along the way. Definitely check her out. You will not be disappointed. She's absolutely fantastic and has made a lot of really fun assets for this stream as well, including these glasses, plenty of hats, and other things. She is an incredible, inspiring human being with so much love and passion to give and share with all of us. Forest fires made me buy a fucking air filter. Yeah, exactly. It causes grief and danger for a lot of people. Terrible. Got the idea and went bet. Still have the file so I can tweak them around if need be. Excellent. So now you can do whatever you need to make these happen. If you need to make any adjustments. If you feel like you want to change it. But I mean, they look good. I feel like they look good. They remind me of, they're like a very 70s kind of design. I feel like. I feel very 70s when I'm wearing these. It looks great with the hat, I think. I might be a little bit off kilter. I might need to restructure them in my face, but they look great. Thank you all for clapping and approving of Violet's efforts. Fit the art style too. It does. It works very well. It matches perfectly. You did an amazing job. Question how they stay up there like monocles. They're just cool like that. I mean, to be fair, my 2008 glasses don't have little things over the ears either, so it just gets covered up by the numbers so you can't see it. You didn't have to give me that thick of a shout out. I just want to make you glasses. Yeah, and you're amazing, and people deserve to be able to experience you in some way, shape, or form. As a man born in the 70s, you are looking fresh. It's true. I'm here right now. Looked up bear glass, and these exist on Tim, so I kind of stole the inspiration. Hey, no worries about that. There are very few things that are truly original, and there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from the things that exist in the world. That is how art works very, very commonly. Let's do a quick review before we end this today. This went a lot faster than I was worried about. I was worried this might be a long stream because I know I can yap and babble and ramble quite a bit sometimes. Though I think the Kink Tier List Eyes emoji stream was a little bit of an outlier. Over 100 kinks, and there was a lot of discussion to be had about a lot of them. But here is our tier list where we have ended up. We can take a quick review of it, see if we feel like anything needs to be moved to a different spot. And then we'll save this, and we'll probably end the stream there. Because I do have work still this evening. Sorry, not this evening. I have work tomorrow morning. I need to get to bed this evening, so it's quite early enough for me to get a good night's sleep. But we'll still hang out for a little bit here while we go through this list. So in the honeypot, our number one bear, Winnie the Pooh. Followed by Baloo from Jungle Book and Tailspin, Kenai and Koda from Brother Bear, Po Ping from Kung Fu Panda, Bear Bluehouse from Bear in the Big Blue House, Bartholomew, the bear that lives in my kitchen, Pablo Escobar / Cocaine Bear. Some people probably think it's insane that Cocaine Bear made it up this far, but like, yo, I love Cocaine Bear. I will not apologize for my love of Cocaine Bear. Sleepy Time Bear, the mascot of the tea. Some people might question that as well, but I mean, look at them. Look at Sleepy Time Bear. Winnie the Pooh from Blood and Honey. Halcyon from Baldur's Gate 3, Trinket from Critical Role, Little Bear from the show Little Bear, Icy Bear themselves, And then we move on to our positively penultimate tier, our second rank up, with Eoric Bernison from Golden Compass, Nicolette Peltier from the Dark Hunter series, Pookie from Garfield, Good Luck Bear from the Care Bears, Smitten the Beanie Baby, Barry and Paul Penguin's bear plushies, Coca-Cola Bear, the icon for Coca-Cola, kind of a cocaine bear in and of themselves if you really think about it, Gummy Bears, the snack, Look and Muck from Balto, Ted from the film Ted, Little John from Robin Hood, Mushka and Mishka from Adventures of the Polar Cubs, Terry from Amazing World of Gumball, Paddington Bear himself, the Yaguai from Fallout, Kuma from Tekken is the first one to enter our Bear Enough tier, followed by Yogi Bear, Fozzie Bear, Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie, Magilla Gorilla is Bear Enough, Rebecca Cunningham from Tailspin, whose name is also the longest one of anybody on this list, Nita from Brother Bear 2, Boog from Open Season, Archie from Dr. Dolittle 2, Party Pat from Adventure Time, Kit Cloud Kicker from Tailspin, the Care Bears as a whole, as a unit, Corduroy, the friendly little guy from the book Corduroy, the Great Root Bear from A&W, Monokuma from Danganronpa, Oksana from Borat, Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen, Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's, Sugar Bear from the cereal, Honeycrisp, Mordu from Brave. Fuck, work, all makes sense to me so far. Somebody watched that movie. Which movie? Cocaine Bear, or were we talking about something else? I kind of was reading a lot. So I mean, if Teddy Ruxpin for no reason. Are you a big Teddy Ruxpin fan? He has some very fun cartoons. I didn't see any of the cartoons. Interesting. When I did my searches for Teddy Ruxpin, I didn't see anything about cartoons. I only saw like the toy and stuff. Oh yeah, there is a cartoon for him. Oh, he looks like a bitch though. He looks like a silly bitch. What a loser. What an absolute nerd. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make fun of something you love so much. Just look at him though. Just look at him. Just look at this guy. It's not just me, right? Look at him. What a little loser. Fuck you. I'm sorry, puppy. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I can't help it. But Teddy Ruxpin Unleashed, though. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's got like some Kingdom Hearts energy there. Teddy Ruxpin Unleashed kind of looks like a Kingdom Hearts character. I fuck with that a little bit. Oops. But no, Teddy Ruxpin is not something that I think will necessarily be true to life for a lot of people where he ended up, but it's true to me. And you know what? Because of your passion for him, he'll move his way up the shit tier just a little bit. So he's not at the bottom of shit tier anymore. How about that? We'll move him up above these guys. Fuck Birthday Bear. Fuck Flippy, Gummy Bear. You're not even a real person. Past Moneybags. How about we move him right here below Berenstain Bears? There, he's a little higher in shit tier. How about that? You look like a bitch. You think I'm cute as hell. I know this to be true. You think I'm a cute bitch. Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear is tons of fun. I've seen it twice now. It's absolute blast. Really, actually, weirdly lovely film. Brutal, experimental, unique, violent, funny, heartwarming. Just a really fantastic film, all things considered. Freddy's an acceptable tier. I'm glad you appreciate it and approve, Bobbert. So, wait, where are you going, puppy? Where are you going? No, wait. Come back. Come back, woo. Kawoom back? Kawoom? Kawoom? Coom in the womb? Coom in the womb? It sounds like it should be like a nursery rhyme almost. Consider this. Imagine if all 10 plus Freddy variants were in this list. I did have to keep it narrowed down. There are a lot more bears if I really got into the nitty gritty of it. I could have done all 30 Care Bears as individuals, and I would have had something to say about each of them, but that would have been nuts. This could have been a very expansive list if we really wanted to dig into it. But we did not today, not like this. It's an objective tier list, so keep your subjective opinions to yourself. Thank you, Lionheart, for telling the truth, speaking it how it is. This is reality. Little flip off at the end. Just a little one. Curse, I don't see what's wrong with that. Hello, Air. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the happy affiliate and US creation anniversary. It is America Day, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It is wild. It will always be wild to me that my affiliate anniversary is actually on 4th of July. That's going to be wild for years to come. But it's pretty funny. Freddy, Golden Freddy, Toy Freddy, Withered Golden Freddy, Phantom Freddy, Nightmare, so on and so forth. So many Freddys. Not the claps. I get a little clap myself. Clap on. Clap off. The clapper. Let's go back to reading this. We finished reading what's in Bear Enough. In the embarrassing tier, we have the Bear from Condemned 2, Panda from Tekken, Sonia from Madagascar 3, Cindy Bear from Yogi Bear, Bear Grylls from Man vs. Wild, the Dancing Bear from the episode Downbeat Bear of Tom and Jerry from back in 1956, Heibai from Avatar The Last Airbender, Boo Boo Bear, Yogi Bear's friend, Tim the Bear from The Cleveland Show, the Hillbilly Bears themselves, Barry Bear from Angry Beavers, Real Akuma, the Sanrio character, Disco Bear from Happy Tree Friends, Blubber Bear from Wacky Racers, Gummy Bears from The Adventure of the Gummy Bears, Oh-Ho from Bear in the Big Blue House, Gold Bear, the Haribo mascot, Baby Bear from Sesame Street. And of course, last and also least, our shit tier, Rupert the Bear, Smokey the Bear, Snuggle the Bear, Petey the Sexual Harassment Panda, Queen Eleanor, the Berenstain Bears, Teddy Ruxpin, Moneybags from Spyro, Lotso from Toy Story 4, Kumamon from the Kumamoto Prefecture in Japan, Gummibär from the Europe, Flippy from Happy Tree Friends, Birthday Bears, stupid son of a bitch, Charm Bears, absolute shit, Carlton, Toronto Maple Leafs suck my ass, but in addition to that, so does your local sports team that you love and appreciate, Country Bears, they are just monstrosities that shouldn't exist. And the worst bear of all time, of course, Bear from Franklin. Useless pile of shit who doesn't need to exist. He is absolutely nothing. In fact, his name is nothing because Bear is ostensibly his last name if you take into account the rest of his family. He is a poor man's little bear. And more than that, he is shit himself. Hope you had a great time with the Bears, Barrett. It was a fun time. It was good. I definitely didn't upset anybody. Everybody agreed with the tier list because it is definitive and objective. There was no questions to be had. Never afraid, just Freddy Krueger. I mean, that makes sense. The Oilers are better. I see, I understand. Franklin is more bear than bear, not even capitalizing his name. Can't believe it. What a stupid little cunt. What a stupid little cunt Bear is from Franklin. What a loser. And with that, I think there's only one way to end this. We are going to celebrate my affiliate anniversary as well as the ending of this tier list with a little song that is the only thing that makes sense for a tier list of this quality. Maybe this can guide you to sleep with how much of a lullaby this song is too, right? Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. Bees are buzzing in the tree, make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest at ease. It's just the bare necessities of life. Now when you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, and you prick a raw paw, next time beware. Don't pick the prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Have I given you a clue? The bare necessities. Yeah. Longer pause than I thought. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Oh man, this is really living. So just try and relax. Yeah, cool it. Fall apart in my backyard. 'Cause let me tell you something, little britches. If you act like that bee acts, you're working too hard. And don't spend your time looking around for something you want that can't be found. When you find out you can live without it, go along not thinking about it, tell you something true. Bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, that's why a bear can rest at ease. Just the bare necessities of life. With just the bare necessities of life. A classic. Now let's see if we can sing maybe one of these songs. Is this the song? I don't think so. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is at all. Hold on. Is this it? Here we go. I think this is the one. We're gonna sing this song. Maybe this isn't it. We'll see. I don't think it is, actually. Damn. Okay, I was trying to find the song from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, that goes, someplace, something, 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 someplace, that smell. It's a ridiculous song. I love it. It owns my heart. But there, that was the bare necessity. That's really the main thing that I was trying to do. Throw this away. Hope you all enjoyed that. We know our Power Rangers allegiances lie. Yeah, absolutely. It's very clear. Thank you all for the dances. Thank you for the wiggles and the boppers. My jam, my man! Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Lionheart. Always. So you're getting ready to fight Kaiju from the Pacific. I need to watch Pacific Rim at some point, because I still have yet to see it, despite knowing I would probably love the film. I haven't gotten around to it. I also need to see Godzilla -1, Shin Godzilla at some point, just for just talking about Kaiju. There's a bunch of stuff I gotta watch. But thank you for the claps. Thank you for saying it was amazing. Well done. Thank you for the applause. That's really all we got. This is our list. I'll post it on Twitter, as well as the link, I suppose, if anybody wants to make their own Real Bears tier list, it'll be available to you. The one thing that won't be on there, I had to add one after the fact. Which one was it? There's one that I remembered late in and added it, so it won't be on the list. Was it Yao Guai, or... Can I sort this by... Now, there's one that I added to this that wasn't originally on the list. No, it was the bear from Condemned 2. That's what it was. I added the bear from Condemned 2. So that one won't be on the list for yourself if you make the list, but the rest of it will be available. Wait, hold up. Holding up. What's up? Kuvar made another thing. What'd you do now? Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. You made an alternative option. Let's slip down here. Go on down to Steam Apps V2. And then do this. Yeah, don't worry, I can get rid of these. Goodbye, glasses! You flew off my face before I even moved. What an animation mistake. Boy, I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder. Can you believe it? Ridiculous. There we go. Hold on. Look into the camera. There it is. The purple glasses. Purple to match me and my purple tendencies. Thank you very much for your efforts, Violet. These are fantastic, and these will serve us very well on and into the future for many, many years to come, I'm sure. Thank you all for clapping and for praising Violet for their efforts. Absolute king shit. I love drawing stuff for you. It's very sweet. I have been blessed by so many people. So with that being said, a little earlier than possibly needed, but we got through what we meant to get through, and this gives me plenty of time to get ready for bed properly and get a good night's sleep tonight. Let us perhaps drop a raid over to Mushy VTuber, the mushroom lad himself, is currently playing some Dead by Daylight. So we can shop some love over there. There's no obligation to join the raid, of course, though you do get some extra bees if you do, if that is of interest to you. I will be back on Saturday for more Dugas and the Dark Urge in Baldur's Gate 3, in which we are going to take care of the Cursed Painter, and I think after that we might be heading for Shadow Heart's stuff at the House of Grief. I'll be back again on Sunday as well for more Fallout 3, some more comfy, cozy Wasteland Wandering for our lazy Sunday. Both of those will be around 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. UTC, etc. So you can look forward to those, and I'll continue to upload things from time to time when I get the time and thought to work on them for TikTok and YouTube, as well as just you can check out my Twitter if you want to see my shit posting, my comments, my non sequiturs, as well as my schedule when I post that. Thank you for the hug, puppy. I love you dearly. So I'll be back there. Not really sure what we're doing next week. We'll kind of see how it shapes out. I also have D&D tomorrow, which will be exciting and fun, because this is the campaign where last time I referenced that my character had been kind of kidnapped and taken away by the other character who I accidentally turned evil using the deck of many things. Now they're doing their own little adventure over there. So I'm going to be playing a new character this coming session, which is going to be very exciting. Spoilers for anybody who is following along with my D&D campaign, which is probably none of you because I only talk about it on stream sometimes and it's not available any other way to be seen. But I'm going to be playing a monk, which is going to be my first time playing a high-level monk in a campaign. High level being like level 8, which is still decently high, which would be a fun time. But I'm also playing a shifter race, which are the slightly bestial folk who can transform a little bit. And my bestial race is Walrus, which I think is just really silly and going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to see how that goes. That's going to be a fun time. And then it's going to be me for tomorrow, which you won't be there for, but still. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for joining me for this fun little adventure, this celebration of my affiliate anniversary, and making a tier list of definitive real bears for sure. Thank you for those of you who stopped by and say hi even just for a moment. I do appreciate it. Taking some time out of your potential celebration day for the Americans out there to share with me. It's like, well, that's so funny. It's going to be very cool. Thank you for being here. Thank you for going, hey, yo, I'm going to be a streamer one fateful day and let us be here with you. It was 3 years ago and a couple months that I started streaming with my first stream. It was 2020 itself that I first started thinking about streaming and started preparing for it because my Twitter account was made up in November of 2020. I didn't really start using it regularly, I think, until around January, February of 2021. But yeah, it was over 3 years ago. The kingest of shits. Many shits. Thank you very much. You're also very proud of a delightful night. Thank you. Thank you, real king shit. We'll get back to the clip show someday, I swear. There's just so many things I need to work on. I kind of overloaded my plate considering I work way too much. But one day it'll all come together. A little bit at a time. So glad to watch. It's a pleasure having you here as well, Leo. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Here is the raid command for those of you joining us for the raid who do not have my emotes. Here it is for those who do have the emotes. It's a wonderful place to be. Would not be nearly as happy as I am without you. Puppy, stop it. You're going to make me cry on my french fries. They're already salty enough. That's so... Thank you. Thank you for seeing me, for being here with me for so many years. From nearly the beginning, even though it wasn't truly the beginning. It was the beginning of our existence in this way. And for appreciating everything we do, all the silly little things. Thank you, puppy. And if I can make you happier in any small ways, that's enough. That means I've done at least one good thing in my life. And that's enough. And you are one of the good things that I've helped with in my life. And you definitely make me happier as well. All of you do, really. You just bring me so much joy and so many blessings, and I appreciate it sincerely and dearly. Thank you. Fries need sauce, the sauce of emotions. Emotion sauce. Get 'em, get 'em. Streams bring so much joy to people, make us smile, give us a bright pocket in a dark world. Truly, that's worth so much more than anyone understands. I don't know. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue because that would be rude. It's still always baffling to me that being a silly guy, playing silly games, and saying silly things on the internet has apparently been able to touch people's lives and leave a meaningful, positive impact where I am immortal now and I will never die. Because even as I pass or fade away, my memory will remain in the hearts and minds of those who know me. And also, I'm not going to die anytime soon. I'm also immortal, just literally, because I have eaten the juice of the gods. I've drank of their nectar. I've supped on their supple flesh, and I am now completely invincible and will never perish. Yeah, this happened. Thank you, Quvar, for being that safe space for me to nap and help me meet all these lovely folks. My favorite place to be because of you. Thank you. Thank you all for your very kind words. I do appreciate it, even if I can't see all of it myself. you're there to help open my eyes in that way to say, look, motherfucker, do you see? Do you see? So thank you. Pour the fries and Tony. How you're back for us that you always cry in your French fries. Only a little bit here and there. Only a little bit. I've gotten all my tears out of me. I'm dry bones. I'm dry bones from Mario. So you'll stomp on me, but I'll keep coming back. No matter how much the universe stomps on me, I will keep coming back. Don't talk about like the fireballs and stuff. That's not important. Regardless of all of that, again, thank you everybody so much for being here. Thank you for your kind words of encouragement and support. Thank you to the lurkers. You are my lifeblood, and I wouldn't be who I am if we weren't here lurking and hanging out with us as we do these silly little shenanigans. And of course, as always, never forget, I love you, and I'm proud of you. And your favorite belongs in shit tier specifically. And that's your choice. You made that happen yourself. And what does that say about you?
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bum to the bump to the bump. Bum to the bump to the bump to the bass.